TV broadcast on Shaw TV. I'm Tim Morton from Rutland Arena West, and today we feature the championship game of the BDO Kelowna International Elite Major Midget Hockey Tournament called KIMMT, and the two teams today will be the Yale Under-18 Lions. They're based in Abbotsford, up against the Northern Alberta Extreme. They are based out of Edmonton, and both teams are a little bit banged up going into today's game and got here a little bit of a different route. Yale, clean sweep, didn't lose a single game, while Northern Alberta needed a little bit of help, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But this team, Yale, behind me here, they are featuring some of the highest scoring players in the tournament. A big line with WHL talent. Josh Williams has 15 goals already in the tournament, and Alex Svetlikov is also a handful for opponents. Now, Ty Grant is going to have to stand on his head, basically, for the Northern Alberta Extreme, and Jaden Platts will be the top defender facing those guys. This should be a good game. And with the call for tonight's game, Justin McCartney and Evan Cook.
Thank you, Tim. Well, we've been here through the entire tournament, Evan, and we've seen some fantastic hockey, as this tourney always offers. Yale Academy Lions have rolled through the round robin. They lost one game by a single goal, so they're 4-1 now, 5-1 with the semifinals coming in here. They've got some tremendously talented 15-year-olds who have really flexed their muscles here. Northern Academy Extreme have taken a bit of a different route to get to the finals, though.
Yeah, they certainly have. Northern Alberta Extreme did pretty well in the round robin. 3 wins out of the 5 games there. They end up losing the semifinal game yesterday. That's the big story here. They lose the Okanagan Red Academy team. They played some ineligible players. They don't move on to the final. So we're seeing a Northern Alberta team today that ended up losing their semi yesterday, going to be playing in the final here today.
But we're set for some fantastic action here, and we will be right back with the opening face-off for the final of the 38th annual BDO Kelowna International Major Midget Tournament.
Shaw TV is your local voice, bringing local events, information, and entertainment to your community. Shaw TV welcomes story ideas and proposals for shows or series that represent local viewpoints and activities. These shows or series can be an idea or already produced. For information on how to submit a proposal, please visit us at shawtv.com.
Take one empty field, round up a group of players, add 3 bases, plus 1 home plate, throw in a softball, and add an umpire. Play ball! It's not hard to get a game of softball going, and to keep it going from the time you're 4 till you're 84. Softball. Get in the game.
Tune in to Shaw TV for the 2017 Scotties BC Women's Curling Championship, presented by Best Western. Watch BC's top 8 teams compete to become provincial champions. Live coverage January 21st and 22nd only on Shaw TV.
We're back here at Rutland Arena, just getting ready for the opening face-off here of the final of the 38th annual BDO Kelowna International Major Midget Tournament, as we just get through some pre-game ceremonies here. So we talked a bit, Evan, about the journey these teams have taken to the final, and both teams banged up, as Tim mentioned in the opening. A pair of defensemen, really their second pairing, missing for the Yale Academy Lions, so they're going to have to deal with that. Northern Alberta Extreme also missing their top 2 forwards, basically, in Caleb Ergang and Riley Appelt.
True patriot love.
So we pause there for the national anthem. As we were saying, both teams banged up. Yale missing a couple of defensemen. Northern Academy missing basically their top two forwards. They're also short a goaltender. Ty Grant, the 16-year-old, has gone the distance through this tournament for the Northern Academy Extreme. And they're going to be tested here against a team that really has had a more successful tournament than they have.
Yeah, absolutely they are. And one of the things that you notice right away when you look at these two teams is just the size on Yale and Northern Alberta, a little bit smaller. And it's interesting to see, especially when you're talking about all the 15-year-olds that are on this Yale team. They're a young team, they're a big team, but they're going up against a Northern Alberta team that has beaten them once in league play this year. So they've seen each other before, and it's going to be an interesting match between the two.
And we spoke in the opening about Northern Academy dropping that semi-final game but advancing to the finals on a forfeit, and that's got to wreak havoc with their preparation for this game. The emotion of losing that one, the other side of that emotion suddenly advancing to the final. I mean, both of these teams, this is their 7th game in 5 days. Exhaustion is playing a part in it. Both coaches admitted to that, and as we learned with our pre-game discussion with the coaches, it's going to be who's the least injured, who manages their minutes. Teams are not used to these situations. It's more intense than a playoff series, this tournament, just with its format, playing 2 games a day through the round robin.
Yeah, it's exactly right. And you talk about the Northern Alberta team, and obviously they're in this game not in the way any team wants to be in this game. So you kind of have to figure with the mental side of that, going to be interesting for them to really have a quick turnaround here. Go, hey, we didn't win our way into the semifinals, but we're here. We've played well. We deserve to be here still, and we need to put our best foot forward here this morning.
Absolutely. So we're ready to get underway here at Rutland Arena. Yale control off the opening draw. That's Alex Cotton cross ice. Looking for Dylan Cousins on the far side. That's shot in there by big Jaden Platts. We'll see a ton of big number 3 for the Northern Academy Extreme. Bowen Byram moves that puck up the boards. Played to the blue line, but not out. Sent back down low. In behind Mathieu Caron. Drawing in here for the tournament final for the Yale Academy Lions. They've rotated their goaltenders through this tournament. Roman Bazrin picking up the victory in last night's semifinal as the puck is thrown out in front. Nobody in the slot to put that home. Cross ice pass from Williams looking for Cousins. That's up into the Northern Academy bench, and we'll get a stoppage here.
Mathieu Caron, as you mentioned, getting the start for Yale here today. He comes into this one, his record in league play, 8-2 with 316 goals against and an .896 save percentage. He also has Junior A experience under his belt. He's played up with the Chilliwack Chiefs this year.
Yale controlling off the draw once more. That's Kodak. Holden Kodak plays back to the defenseman. And this is Bowen Byram, another D-man we will see a ton of in this game. Byram, a 3rd overall Bantam draft pick of the Vancouver Giants of the Western Hockey League. And he has been something to watch this tournament. As breaking through is Craig. Craig trying to go wide on Pringle. Pringle able to shove him off the puck. Kodak moves it down low. Trying to break out from behind the goal line was Conrad. Shot from the point. Bounces oddly out into the face-off circle. And Pasemko's away on left wing. Mark Pasemko bumps against the end boards. Picked up there by McCloskey. He goes to Cotton. Puck turned over as that was Lucas Arbornigo keeping that one in, keeps it in again at the left point. Puck collected by McCloskey now. Reverses to Cotton. Cross ice pass right on the money for Matthew Cook. Pardon me, Jackson Cook. Matt Cook's too old to play in this tournament.
A little bit too old. As we look at, we talked about him before, but Ty Grant gets the start as he has all tournament here for the Northern Alberta Extreme. In league play, a record of 7-4, a 216 goals against, 917 save percentage. Good numbers for him, and he's had a stellar tournament here. The backup here today, an affiliate named Braden Potter.
Shot by Williams through traffic. Blocked in front. Ty Grant playing goal last night in the semifinal. We covered that one. They had no backup for that game. Puck played into Yale territory. It's chopped in there by Garen Butler, and here's Bowen Byram advancing that puck. You'll see that big duo of Jaden Platts and Daniel Baker. That's the shutdown pairing for the Northern Academy Extreme. Puck picked up by Cousins, goes back to the point for Byram. Battle for it in the corner. Oh, big hit there by Cousins as he put the shoulder into Garen Butler. Finally, it's chopped out of the zone. That'll go down for icing. Just over 3 minutes gone here.
And early on in this hockey game, we're seeing both teams, I think, get off to a little bit of a slow start, which again, like we've talked about, the pace of this scheduling kind of makes sense. Using this first period to feel each other out a little bit, get into and work into that physicality that's definitely going to come, especially like we talked about with this Yale team. We saw that a lot in their semifinal against the Okanagan Rockets last night, just grinding down opposition forwards.
Puck played down, racing for it there was Prokop. Josh Prokop, definitely the top forward on this hockey club, especially in the absence of Caleb Ergang and Riley Appelt. Appelt serving a tournament suspension for a check from behind on Kelvin Hare of Okanagan Academy last night in the semifinal. An unfortunate situation for him and for the Northern Academy Extreme.
Absolutely is. It was a 5-minute major in a game misconduct last night, and like you mentioned, with leading scorer Caleb Ergang out of the lineup here for Northern Alberta. 2 big tough losses for them, and we saw last night it was Josh Prokop come up with a big goal. He's going to be relied on here for sure in this afternoon's game.
Puck played out to center by Kodak. Chipped up and out of the zone by Arbor-Nego. There's Jackson Maines sending that puck in. Maines, an affiliate player who joined the club last night for the semifinal, as Yale Academy with a couple of big losses on defense. Austin Heron and Rhett Reinhardt, and they've had reinforcements arrive in the form of Cody Huff and Jackson Maines. Didn't play a ton last night in the semifinal. It was really the Bowen Byram show on the blue line for the Yale Academy Lions.
Yeah, exactly, and tough to miss, like you mentioned, as many defensemen as they are. And Byram, he probably played north of 40 minutes we were estimating here last night. That is ridiculous.
Certainly helps to be 15 years old, doesn't it?
Fresh legs all the time, he wishes probably.
There's a redirect in front. Exciting moment there for Mathieu Caron. Puck shot in by Cotton. That's on to Grant, and he'll hang on with it with Taylor Lewis eyeballing him.
And to mention, too, the couple affiliates playing up with the Extreme with the loss of Ergang and Appelt there. They've got Carter Spence and Bruce McGregor wearing 18 and 13 respectively in blue for today.
Puck controlled off the draw by Northern Academy. Byram for Williams, taken from him by Rudolph. Rudolph with a break here on the left side. Rudolph a shot. Oh, he hit the post. The goal light came on. I don't think that one was in, though. That hit the post and came right out. Martin Rudolph coming very close there.
That was a wicked shot by Rudolph up the left wing side there, and you're right, the goal light flashed on briefly behind Caron for a second, but I don't think there's any doubt that that one hit the crossbar, bounced straight down into the crease, and came out the other way. What an opportunity.
Puck controlled by Yale Academy. Byram lifts that one into the attacking zone. Platts reverses up the boards, looking for Rudolph there. Puck now up into the mesh. Stoppage here, 4:55 gone. You know, we talked about the loss of Riley Appelt, and that's a key thing too, because he's a big man on that Northern Academy roster. The tallest forward that they have at 6'3", and a guy who could, at least when he's on the ice, neutralize some of that size disadvantage that they have lining up against Yale, but not in the lineup tonight. They will have to make do without him.
Yeah, absolutely, and over 6 feet seems to be the norm on this Yale team, so yeah, they're definitely feeling his loss here.
They're not a huge team, but there's no small guys on it. Brett Walchuk for Byram. You'll see Byram at that right defense position play with a variety of partners. As already he has played with both Jackson Maines and Brett Walchuk. Riley Hogan trying to pull that out in front of the net. That was dangerously through the slot, but here's a 2-on-1. Prokop and Pasemko. Prokop the shot. Cajon the save. Puck played behind the goal line after the end boards. Prokop moving it up for Cole Wyatt. He's outnumbered. Puck stolen from Byram. Prokop a shot. That puck is sent down for icing. And no hesitation there by Yale Academy as they got in a little trouble in their own zone. Just get rid of it. We'll deal with the face-off later.
And a good shift there from Josh Prokop. Saw a 2-on-1 chance and a steal right in front of the net. On the 2-on-1, he had Pasemko coming up the left wing side. I'm not sure he realized that he had a teammate who had beaten the forward back in the rush the other way, but a good shot nonetheless. And Caron does what his job is, which is to take the shooter, and he made a nice stop.
Pretty good jump so far by Northern Academy. I would say perhaps even more than they showed last night in the semifinal. You know, we talked in the opening, you know, the team that wins this game is going to be the one that brings it. As there's another shot on Caron, he'll hang on to it. And so far they've done a better job of bringing it than they did last night.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when we spoke to coaching staff for Northern Alberta, they said, you know, by the time it was all said and done after their morning game heading into last night, they kind of had 20 minutes of hockey left in them. Seems like they've got a little more in the gas tank here today.
And that's the thing we always come to admire about these young athletes, is when it's on the line, they always find a way to bring their A game. Get a stoppage there as they're offside.
Tucker went down. I wondered if we'd see a first trip to the penalty box, but not the case there. And good job, I will say, by both these teams here as we approach the 7-minute mark. It's been a disciplined affair so far. Nobody taking penalties, and I'm not sure there have been too many games in the tournament where we've gone 7 minutes into a hockey game without penalties. So good discipline here by both these teams.
Lucas Pringle moves that up through center. Picked up by Byram. Maines lost it for a moment, but his teammates recover for him. Yale sent it to the blue line, but not out. Played back to Baker at the point. Maines finds Williams through center. Williams, as you mentioned, with 15 goals through the tournament thus far. And the 5th overall Bantam draft pick of the Medicine Hat Tigers. Looking solid in this tournament thus far. Pasemko for Prokop. Prokop dashes down on the right side. Shot off the wing, glove stop by Cajon. He'll hang on there.
And we talked about it in the semifinal last night, but it really is the thing that you should know about this Yale team in terms of first-round Bantam draft picks in the WHL. They've got 4 players who are taken in the top 20 this year, that being Williams went 5th overall, Byram went 3rd overall, Dylan Cousins goes 19th overall, and Rhett Reinhardt, who's not playing in this game, goes 13th overall. So 4 players taken in the top 20 of the WHL draft. That's pretty special.
And from what we've seen in this tournament, wouldn't be a surprise at all to see all of those players in the Western Hockey League next year as 16-year-olds.
No kidding.
Puck picked up by Riley Hogan. Tried to advance it up the boards. It's cut off. Back to Byram. Byram took a shot. That was blocked by Cole Wyatt. Pasemko, Wyatt, and Arbor-Nigo all there trying to get that puck out over the blue line. They do. Not able to keep possession, though. Cotton sends that in the right corner. Conrad bumped there by Arbor-Nigo, separated from the puck. Lucas Arbor-Nigo. Lead pass, the stretch pass for Prokop. Didn't find him. That one's up into the rafters. Get a stoppage here. 8:19 gone in the first period.
Saw a little bit last night, seeing it here again this afternoon of what Northern Alberta likes to do in terms of stretching their forwards up a long way away in the neutral ice, kind of stretching out the opposition, opening up some of those stretch passes that we've seen them attempt here so far today. And it's a strategy that's worked for them, frankly. And like I say, it thins out the opposition a little bit and just gives them more time and space, which they take well advantage of with their speed.
It disrupts the play of the opposing defenseman, too, when you do that, as they've got to stop paying attention to what they'd like to be doing and start watching the guy out in the neutral zone behind them. Grant leaves that puck for Platts. Platts was checked there by Cousins. Cousins has that puck behind the net now. Looking for Byram, pass it and get there. Garen Butler, long shot from the far side of the blue line. Caron hangs on once more.
And as we approach the halfway point in this period, I've liked the start we've seen from the Extreme, to be honest. I think that they've probably spent a little longer in the offensive zone than their opponents have, and while just really the one really good scoring opportunity there, the crossbar hit by Rudolph, that's okay. They're getting their shots, they're getting their shifts in the offensive zone, and they're staying out of their own end quite a bit.
Well, and that's probably a key to this game, as another puck bounces on to Mathieu Caron, and he hangs on to it. A key to this game, too, for Northern Academy is going to be, I think, not to worry about the star power on the Yale roster. Don't worry about neutralizing specific players. Control the play, play your own game. Force Yale to come up with an answer to that rather than trying to answer to Yale, you know, before the game's even really started.
Yeah, absolutely. And as the visiting team, the Extreme don't get last change anyway, so they're going to try and play the matchup game a little bit, but limited as always when you don't get that last change.
Puck again popped out over the blue line before it was brought back in. No 17-year-olds on this Yale Academy Hockey Club this year, and they carried no 17-year-olds last year, so they are a 15 and 16-year-old oriented program. And for that matter, only one 1999 born player on the Northern Academy Extreme, that being Mark Pasemko. Who at the ripe old age of 17 is the old man on the roster.
Gramps playing in today's game.
There's another shot onto Caron. Good rebound control by the Yale goaltender so far. Not too many popping back into dangerous areas off of his body.
Yeah, absolutely. He's looked calm in the crease today and is not making too many sudden movements. He's squaring up to shooters well. He's looking pretty comfortable in net today. So is his opponent, Ty Grant, too.
Oh, got a replay there, as you'll see that shot. Down into the butterfly, he's got it trapped there in the body.
Yeah, right to the top of his crease too, so pretty good looking stuff so far.
Puck played out to center ice. Riley Hogan retrieves it. Tried to move that up to boards, cut off by Svetlikov. Does come out over the blue line now. Fired right back in by Byram. Grant moves it up the boards for Hogan. Comes onto the stick of Garen Butler, and he's away. Gets the puck over to Nick Layer on the right side. taken away from him. Puck sent in deep. That's a delayed offside. Pasemko waits for his mates to get onside and pursues, but it's moved quickly out. Svetlikov tried a lead pass for Kodak. He would have been one-on-one, but that did not connect. Cole Wyatt goes up the wing for Pasemko. Takes a bump, but the puck is advanced. Wyatt now going wide on the left side. Drops for Prokop. Prokop again hit the goalpost. Two goalposts so far for the Northern Academy Extreme. And here's Prokop again coming in, trying to get past McCloskey. Couldn't do so. Thrown into the slot, but Kodak is there. Kodak now for Conrad. Taken from him by Curtis Pringle. Lucas Pringle. That play is offside.
And we see on that last play another great rush up ice from Josh Prokop. Mentioned he was the one that scored for the Extreme last night, and on this one he just rips up the ice, and here he comes up his off wing. You can see nice drop pass by Wyatt, and there's the shot right off that right post behind Caron.
Long shot by Pringle as they tumble against the end boards. Covered in snow from head to foot is Ryan Golden.
And we got a penalty coming up. I think it's going to the Extreme on this one. As two players went down, tough to tell who they're calling. They're actually going to call Yale on this one. It's Cody Huff, defenseman 24 in white, who's going down for the hook. And a big first power play of the game coming up for the Extreme here.
We'll take a look at that one once more.
So there's the battle down low. Tough penalty really to be called there for Huff. He got yanked down to the ice as he was tied up in the corner there, but nonetheless power play right now.
There's a shot by Platts. Rebound was dangerous for a moment. Butler took a whack at it. Caron's got it. Not too often you see a player called for hooking when he's flat on his back, but that was the case there.
Yeah, exactly. And Butler with the good opportunity on that last shift. He got right in front of the net and was the only one to see that rebound for a split second, but the goaltender also saw it. Caron made a nice save.
Prokop now for Platts. Platts a long shot. They score! Putting away the rebound of the big shot by Platts. That was Daniel Baker pinching in. And the defenseman has the Northern Academy Extreme up 1-0.
Yeah, defenseman Daniel Baker there, who does a nice job, like you say, pinching down from the point. And taking another look at this one here, it's a nice D-to-D pass that starts things off. A shot comes in, and the rebound sitting right there for Baker, who one-times it past goaltender Caron.
I may have misspoken. I think Baker might have been the man in the slot on that play. So the defense may be playing forward there. I'd lost track of him. Not certain, but he was awfully close to the net. Shot in there by Jackson Maines. Dug out of the corner by Lakaduk. And now through center is Cole Basnick. Quickly taken from him and sent the other way. Weaving behind the net, trying the wraparound there was Holden Kodak. Ty Grant able to hang on to it. And folks, I've been informed the shots on goal counter not working here at Rutland Arena, so we will get those shot totals to you after the first intermission. We apologize for that. Technical difficulties here at Rutland Arena.
As a scoring play on the goal, it is 10 Baker who gets it. Here's another look at it. They work the point, shot from the point by Platts, the rebound right there, and there's Baker sliding down on one knee to pop it in.
So there's another shot on Grant, which he will hang on to.
So So the goal there reading 10 from 3 and 11. 3 and 10, that's Platts and Baker. They're going to get a lot of ice time, like you mentioned, Justin, earlier, and they're making good use in the special teams here. Huge first goal.
There's a shot that Grant got an arm on. That's up into the mesh for another stoppage.
And so with the Yale team down a goal, just a really different game than they saw here in their semifinal last night. They were up 4-0 early in that one. And in talking before the game with their coaching staff as well, kind of a tough position to be in when it was 4 minutes into the second period. They're up 4-0 already. Kind of tough to manage the remaining 36 minutes of a hockey game. So just an interesting, different feel for them today. And I'm sure they'll have no problem trying to play comeback here.
And a name we have hardly said yet is Josh Williams. It was the Josh Williams show last night in the semifinal as the Yale Lions defeated the Okanagan Rockets at the major midget ranks. And it was all Josh Williams in that one. Quiet so far for him, but I'm sure we've not heard the last of him. Basnet and Byram battled down low. Lakaduk was in front. Northern Academy on a change there, so they were outnumbered. That is Josh Williams trying to break in 1-on-2. Sealed off by Nick Layer, and here's Platts. Platts takes a couple of whacks from Dylan Cousins, but keeps on trucking. Shoved Bowen Byram down to the ice for his trouble as well. There's a quick play in front. Shooting that puck over the net was Martin Rudolph. Rudolph now with a shot there. Layer with the deflection. Ended up putting that one wide. Layer works it back to Rudolph in the corner. Back to Daniel Baker. Trying to put that one through traffic. Cajon got a good look at it though, and he'll hang on.
Another good shift for this line. We saw earlier in the game them working the puck down low as well. Martin Rudolph with another good opportunity in front, just fired it high over top the net. He, of course, has hit a crossbar earlier this period. So this line, not the big guns for the Extreme per se, but they've had a couple good shifts under their belt so far.
Northern Academy Extreme looking very confident so far. There's a shot by Baker, is off a stick way up into the rafters. I think they put a hole in our roof.
And you know, you mentioned the confidence side, and that's kind of that mental part of the game that's tougher to assess sometimes. And like we talked about off the top, that confidence you can't take for granted, because again, this is a team that lost their semifinal last night, and that's a weird mental thing to get over. You coming back, playing in the final still, and feeling like you belong there. But you're right, like we've seen, it's been a great start so far, I'd say, for Northern Alberta.
Well, and you think too, I mean, something good teams and good players do is take advantage of opportunities. And that's what's happened here for Northern Academy. You know, whether it's a defenseman falling down at the blue line or something like what's happened in this tournament, that's what good teams and players do, is they take advantage of opportunities. He's trying to stick handle through was Keegan Craik. Puck taken from him. Byram tried a shot through traffic. That hit a couple of things on the way through. Off Grant and into the corner where they will battle for it. Penalty on the play. Oh, not a penalty. That is just contact with a high stick.
Yeah, and you talk about, you know, taking advantage of opportunities, but also having that short memory, right? And just throwing away last night's game, not thinking about it and moving on. And, you know, it sounds like all these cliches that we're throwing out, but if you really think about, you know, the message behind them, it's really true, and it's really things that this team has had to do. And here for the, you know, Yale Academy, we talk about all the 15-year-olds on this team, a young team who are prone to young player mistakes sometime. They're going to have to up the maturity here. Oh, penalty right off the face-off.
Ryan Golden all tangled up with Taylor Lewis. And he's going to go for a hook.
Yeah, hooking the call here is Golden, again, right off the face-off. It was Lewis, like you mentioned, he was tangled up with here. As we can take a look at this penalty, there's 20 Golden. He's got his stick right around the midsection there of his man Lewis and hauls him to the ice.
I think he was arguing there that Lewis had the stick trapped under his arm and wouldn't let it go. maybe some truth to that, but however, this is a Yale Academy power play. Byram at the top. He's got Williams on the right. Williams, a shot glove save by Grant.
There's Josh Williams, I think, getting his first shot on goal here so far this afternoon. And Williams there, who's got that great wrister, playing the right point on this power play unit. We saw him flash that a few times last night. He's deadly accurate.
Williams for Byram. Back to Williams. Down low for Cousins. Tried the cross-ice pass looking for Conrad on the far side. Couldn't get there. Swetlikoff for Cousins. He's got Williams open at the top. Doesn't use him. Drops it for Byram. Byram, soft pass down low. Conrad trying to wrap around. Didn't fool Grant with that one. Northern Academy able to clear. A minute remaining in this Yale man advantage. Byram starts out once more. Pass on the wing to Cousins. Back to Byram. Takes a look. Cross ice for Williams. Williams a shot. Tried to pick the blocker side. Put that outside the post. Swetlikoff threw that cross ice off a couple of sticks. Unable to clear was Lakida. Final 15 seconds of this man advantage. Stick handling in is Conrad. Taken from him, but Yale maintains control. Swetlikoff for Byram. Watched there by Rudolph. Another cross ice again, looking for Conrad in the goal mouth. The penalty to Ryan Golden is over. Arbor-Nigo for Golden. Northern Academy comes away through center. Golden will send that in deep. They'll change up. Played up the boards for Kushnirik. Back for Cotton, who took a moment to find that, then elevates it up out of the zone. Kushnirik sends it in deep. Picked up there by Wyatt. He takes a bump. Cross ice pass for Alex Cotton. His shot stopped by Grant. Saw that all the way. Could be a 2-on-1 here for Northern Academy. Pasemko. He's got Prokop going to the net. Cross ice pass was cut off there by McCloskey. Prokop another shot. Caron's got it. He'll hang on. Again, another opportunity for Yale to, as they get running around a little bit in their own end. Caron makes the clean glove save, hangs on, and they'll get a breather.
Yeah, exactly. Big stop for him and a nice shift for Northern Alberta, coming off the pretty solid PK that we just saw. They set up in that tight box formation and force Yale to really work the puck around the perimeter, getting in a lot of shooting lanes. And, you know, you see the one, for example, with Williams, who had that whistling shot just wide in the blocker's side. I mean, he's got a heck of a shot, which we saw right there, but he's forced to shoot it from outside the ringette line. And the penalty killers on Northern Alberta, they'll take that all day.
Platts, watched by Craik at the point. Moves past him. Takes a shot, goes wide. They try the wraparound. That off the stick of Cole Basnett, unable to connect. Played down low. Byram picks that up in the corner. Moves it, trying to move up the ring to Lewis, but Rudolph got there first. Contact along the side boards as Dylan Stoltz knocked down. Byram feeds it into center. It's onto the stick of Hogan, though. Move it out, and here's Lakida. He's got Lewis trying to catch up. Lakida a shot, stopped by Caron. Puck cleared up off the glass. We've got a Yale player down against the end boards.
Yeah, waiting to see who that is. That was Nick Lair, who put a good pasting on him right at the end of that shift, and that's what's drawn the crowd here after the whistle.
Still can't see the number on the down player.
Meanwhile, a couple seconds before that, great stop by Caron, who takes a shot. I believe he stopped it right on his mask. And that was Lakaduk who fired that one on.
The down player talking to the trainer now.
And I don't think that there was a penalty initially coming on that play. That might be what Svetlikov just came down to talk to the officials, maybe about that.
Jaden Platts joining him, and while the referees are still talking, it seemed like the indication was at least initially no penalty here. As getting to his feet now is Taylor Lewis. Hopefully he's okay.
There's the shot right off the mask, and then as play continues, yeah, it was Lair who just looked like he caught Lewis just right in the back of one of his numbers and sent him flying. Probably a more unexpected hit than anything in terms of hard contact there.
Yeah, Taylor Lewis not in that danger area where you'd call it boarding, and really not a hard hit. Unfortunately, just as he hit the ice, not able to get his arms up, and took that impact into the boards head first. But he's able to skate off under his own power, so that's good news. And we're going to hope Taylor Lewis is all right after that scary moment as he was down on the ice.
Yeah, absolutely, as we'll look to see if he can make a return in the second period here. I think the Yale bench just wanting an explanation from the officials on this one, but don't think that penalty argument's one that they're going to win here.
No. And I mean, from their standpoint too, they might not have had the best view of it. Certainly it was a check from behind, you know, sort of by the dictionary definition of it, but as far as how that's called in hockey and the danger area toward the boards, he was not there. Again, just an unfortunate play where he was knocked down and slid in head first.
Yeah, and here's going to be another one on the hit. It really was more from the side than it looked like, because we got a really good look at that angle. You know, you saw Lair come in and make, I think, first contact with his shoulder, but just as Lewis was kind of twisting towards the puck, he went into the boards head first.
Nice job by our camera guys to get a really good view of that laid that out perfectly. Back underway here. We got a great crew here at Rutland Arena. Played up for Rudolph. Rudolph shot sort of from the side of the face-off circle, trying to go far side on Caron. Again, lots of pucks going into that big mitt, and none of them are coming out again. Good rebound control continuing for Mathieu Caron as we're into the final minute here.
Yeah, certainly, and Caron starting to deal with some more bodies moving around in front of him.
Another shot directed away by Caron, loose at the side of the net for a moment. He had a glove on it, gets a quick whistle.
Yeah, fortunate to get that quick whistle there, as the referee in the corner just lost sight of the puck.
I mean, generally, too, at the youth levels of hockey, I mean, referees are going to err on the side of protecting the goaltender in situations like that. You know, if it looks like it's covered, you're not 100% sure, they're going to blow the whistle rather than someone getting their hand whacked with a stick.
Yeah, exactly, and I think coaches will take that, you know, in exchange for not having their goaltenders, like you say, get whacked a whole lot.
So there's a high shot from a sharp angle. Caron had lost his stick for a moment. He picks it up again. Cross ice now for Sean McCloskey. Inside of 15 seconds left. Rudolph working that up the boards. They'll get it out over the blue line. Cousins trying to dash in. Had a chance for a shot there, but they are offside. 3.9 remaining.
And as we head into the first intermission here, going to be interesting to see how these teams adjust to their opponents going forward. For the Extreme, pretty happy, I would imagine they are with the first period, but for Yale Academy, just not as crisp as we've seen them at other times in the tournament so far.
time expires here in the first period. Well, mission accomplished for the Northern Academy Extreme there. You know, they played a confident period. Shots on goal as the equipment seems to be working now. Leading in the shots on goal 12-5 through that opening frame. Really, I think all you could ask for from the Northern Academy Extreme there.
The first period that they had is kind of what you normally call a classic road period, which is kind of funny because they're technically the visitors today too. Both teams on the road, of course, but really a classic road period for them. They were hard on pucks. They got good shots on goal, and hey, 12-5, like you say, after the first period, can't complain there.
All right, well, we're going to take a break here at Rutland Arena. We will be right back with more from the BDO Kelowna International Major Midget Tournament.
Shaw TV is your local voice, bringing local events, information, and entertainment to your community. Shaw TV welcomes story ideas and proposals for shows or series that represent local viewpoints and activities. These shows or series can be an idea or already produced. For information on how to submit a proposal, please visit us at shawtv.com.
Take one empty field, round up a group of players, add 3 bases, plus 1 home plate, throw in a softball, and add an umpire. Play ball! It's not hard to get a game of softball going, and to keep it going from the time you're 4 till you're 84. Softball. Get in the game.
Tune in to Shaw TV for the 2017 Scotties BC Women's Curling Championship presented by Best Western. Watch BC's top 8 teams compete to become provincial champions. Live coverage January 21st and 22nd only on Shaw TV.
Welcome back to action from Rutland Arena West. Joining me now is one of the organizers of the tournament here, and it was Tony Ryder. And Tony, I guess let's talk about that period. First of all, a bit of a surprise, not a bad hockey game.
Not really, because at beginning of the season, actually, I scouted the NEX team who have been together for 3-4 years now. Last year they won the Bantam tournament under 15s in the CSSHL, and they're coming together very well. So I'm not surprised. The last game they had, it was a bit of a downer for them, but they're a good hockey team. They know each other. They're not used to not playing with each other.
Good hustle there in the first period. They seem to control the play, keeping the puck in Yale's end.
They did, definitely. And Yale at the same time, they've all played 5 games. This is the 6th, 7th game today, and as you realise, all the players are tired, they're injured. They've got 2 or 3 injuries on both teams.
Both teams, yeah.
And it's just one of these things running in a tournament.
Now, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about what happened in the semifinal there. 7-1 for OHA, but in fact, the Northern Alberta Extreme advanced due to disqualification. Maybe explain for us.
I wouldn't say. Bring it up to my mouth.
Oh, there we go.
Where is it?
It's right here. Here you go.
No.
Tell us what happened, basically.
Basically, it wasn't a disqualification. It was a forfeiture.
Yeah.
The OHA Red team put on their list 2 OHA white players who had already played 5 games within the tournament. You're not allowed to play players who have already played in the tournament on another team.
Yeah.
Basically, Dixon accepted the fact that he put them on, he was responsible, and that was the end of the story. There was a forfeiture.
Yeah, and you can use affiliated players, of course, and bring in guys that haven't played.
That is right. And during league play, any other type of play, you can bring up your AP players, which are affiliated players.
Yeah.
In this situation, in tournament play, you cannot play for 2 different teams.
Yeah, and it must be tough for those the Northern Alberta. I mean, you lose 7-1, and here you are. Next thing you know, you're in the final, and they're playing well, though.
Well, they have been playing well. They've played well for many, many games. And even last year, OHA Red, for instance, they were in the final against Waterloo, and they were the doors were blown off in 7-1. So it's one of these games, the 6th, the 7th game in as many days, and the tiredness comes in. It's unfair at times to the players, but they they get the adrenaline going. So.
I want to talk a little bit about the Blair Dietz Bill Wiley Memorial Trophy as voted on by the referees, and of course they are the winners, the Extreme. And maybe what does that trophy mean to you as an organizer, and what kind of team wins it?
To us, we set the system up, we look after the trophy, etc. But the officials themselves pick the team, and it's all depending on what the players are out on the ice. Are they competing? Are they being honestly not taking advantage of the other team by silly penalties?
Yeah.
And
they can be tough play, of course.
They can be very tough play, but it's all about competing, and that's what Bill and Wiley and that, they were responsible for that. They competed well as referees, and that's what the trophy's about. And Dave Mack is the one who set it up many years ago.
Yeah. Now, one of your big roles is getting the teams here. Now, my understanding is you had about 25 teams interested this year. How do you decide on which teams to pick, and what do you say to the guys that can't make it?
Well, actually, in the end of June, we had close to 15 teams that applied. By the end of July, beginning of August, we were up to 25 and plus teams.
Yeah.
What we try and do normally is wait until the league starts so we can get a good basis of how are these teams going to compete. But unfortunately, or fortunately, the teams now, they have to set up their schedule for the whole year. They need to get in these tournaments and get everything set up for the players. For instance, the Max tournament will let the teams know 3 weeks, 2 weeks before the tournament actually starts, which causes quite a problem with
you?
No, not for us.
Yeah.
It causes a problem for the teams themselves,
right,
organising themselves, and then being the Alberta teams I've explained, they'll get let down because they'll only take 4 teams. Saskatchewan this year 4, and then they brought in some national teams, the Belarus team who eventually beat Saskatoon Contacts.
Yeah.
At one time, the Major Midgets, they were sending 6 and 7 teams from our BC Junior League, and this year they were only let 4 in. And I had some calls from the coach immediately afterwards, is your tournament full, Tony? I says, yes, unfortunately, yes, and the Major Midget schedule doesn't allow you to come here at the moment. So their sort of decision is we might start our own tournament up at Christmas next year.
Okay.
But again, next year Richmond has their multinational tournament as well, so it'll be pretty difficult for them to
around the same time?
Exactly the same time, down at Christmas time.
It does get competitive, doesn't it?
It does. Christmas time is very, very difficult to run a tournament.
Yeah.
I don't know how Max do it because of the volunteers that are required. Like even here, we have close to 100 volunteers throughout the whole tournament.
Yeah.
So.
Talk about, well, you had Waterloo last year, they were the champions, and you got Burlington this year from Ontario. Do you always have to get that interest from that far east?
That's right. Waterloo last year, it costs quite like $15,000-$20,000 to come out here, hotels, plane fares, $50 a bag each way, hockey bag. You can count all that up. So we only have a fundraiser every 2 years to try and come out here. Right. Burlington's been out here. Hamilton's been out here, quite a few of the teams, but it's a cycle thing.
It's hard to defend your title then, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
2 years ago, basically, Burlington would have been here, but their flights were cancelled coming out of Toronto with the ice storm, and Rena explained that they had probably a top team that would have competed with these teams just now. Unfortunately, they're in their first year of their players. So they're building.
That's what I talked to the coach, and he said the same thing. You've had American teams in the past. Will you maybe in the future, maybe? Or?
We have had American teams, but we were let down last year with Coeur d'Alene. This year we sent some invites out, but again they're rebuilding their system. We'll probably see next year, probably Wenatchee or even the Everett team. The Everett have a very good under-16 team at the moment, and they're competing very well against the CSSHL teams when they get to play them.
Yeah, and how it's been a big shift towards prep teams too for this tournament. Maybe talk about that a little bit and some of the talent that they're bringing here.
Well, basically the prep teams, the academy teams, are set up in 2 or 3 different ways. We have the Yale Academy, which is run through the school system. Delta's run through the school system, and also the Burnaby Winter Club. These do not pay the high fees, the same as the OHAs, the POEs, the Edge. So it's a different mindset of where the player's going. For instance, OHA, they have one of the teams have drafted players from the WHL on them, whereas Rob Dirk's team, the red team, there are a lot of academics on that team and wish to go for NCAA scholarships in the future. So it's very different. Yale, for instance, they only pay fees of close to $10,000, and that because they're going to the schools there, they have their phys ed is ice time, so they have easier ice time. They get to practice similar to the OHA teams, the POE teams.
Yeah, and a lot of WHL talent is on Yale, for example, and you've seen a lot of great players over the years here. This Josh Williams, I mean, he's incredible. What a shot. He's got like a Joe Sakic shot there, doesn't he?
Basically, he ended up the top goal scorer in the tournament and the MVP.
When was the last time you had a guy get 15 at that point?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I've never had that number.
Might go back to the 80s, maybe, eh?
Yeah, you go back way back before our time. But no, the high output of points and goals is just phenomenal. As you can see now, they're starting to. The kids are getting tired, but at the same time, they're awesome players just to watch in the raw out here.
How does fatigue play a factor, do you think? I mean, 7 games in 5 days. I mean,
fatigue definitely plays a factor. If you could play 1 game a day, you'd have to extend the tournament to a full week, which would then give the players a little bit more of a rest. They get some rest. We started on a Wednesday, they play 1 game. Thursday is heavy day, 2 games. Friday, 1 game. Then Saturday they finish the round robin. So it is a fatigue.
Would you consider going to a week, or is that just too difficult to get teams out here and that kind of thing?
It's difficult. We have talked to them and whether it would be good for them. But then again, they have their school, like OHA White and Penticton, etc. The kids were going back there to school for the next morning on Friday. Also on the Thursday, they came up here after going to school. So education is one of the main factors. For instance, NACS, I was speaking to their coach, and Tyler and that were saying if they do not keep their grades up, they do not play hockey. So that's a good thing. They're being educated to get to play hockey. There's other things outside of life once they get to a certain age. They don't have the skills to carry on to the higher levels, but they have been well educated, well rounded. They could become commentators like ourselves.
And as you look forward to next year and years beyond, are you going to stick with 12 teams, for example, and do you already have interest for next year?
Well, somebody was writing a check yesterday for next year. We have to stay with the 12 teams. The facilities are good. We've been out at CNC this week, and CNC is bent over backwards to help us with the extra dressing rooms around in the soccer fields. The stadiums are very nice. They have concessions, they have parking, they have a warm building. Except for some of the dressing rooms in the last few days, they've been cold. They're waiting on the new HVAC unit going on. So, no, 12 teams is ideal. The number of volunteers that you need and the continuation of the volunteers is a big factor.
And one final, you want to give a little thank you to the volunteers?
We appreciate the volunteers. We thank them as often as we can, because without the volunteers, the scorekeepers, the timekeepers, the ladies on the gate, the men on the gate, we just wouldn't be able to do it.
All right, well, thanks for joining us, Tony, and good luck in the future with this tournament.
Thank you, and appreciate it, and thank you.
All right, good.
Okay.
All right, we'll take a short break and come back with second period action with Yale down by a goal and a bit of a surprise here at the Rutland Arena West.
Shaw TV is your local voice, bringing local events, information, and entertainment to your community. Shaw TV welcomes story ideas and proposals for shows or series that represent local viewpoints and activities. These shows or series can be an idea or already produced. For information on how to submit a proposal, please visit us at shawtv.com.
Take 1 empty field, round up a group of players, add 3 bases, plus 1 home plate, throw in a softball, and add an umpire. Play ball! It's not hard to get a game of softball going, and to keep it going from the time you're 4 till you're 84. Softball. Get in the game.
Tune in to Shaw TV for the 2017 Scotties BC Women's Curling Championship presented by Best Western. Watch BC's top 8 teams compete to become provincial champions. Live coverage January 21st and 22nd only on Shaw TV.
Looking down the lineups here as we are back at Rutland Arena and the 38th annual BDO Kelowna International Major Midget Tournament. Lineups posted at the entrance, and well, we know who these players are, so what kind of game are we seeing so far?
We're seeing a game that I think Northern Alberta is having a better time between the two teams right now, that's for sure. They come out with a 1-0 lead through 20 minutes. They outshot their opponents 12-5 in the first period. They picked up a power play goal and killed off a penalty, which are things their opponents didn't do either in the first period. So a good start for the Northern Alberta team, but lots of time left in this one for sure.
Absolutely. You know, you can imagine Brad Bowen probably had lots to say for his Yale Academy Lions in the first intermission. Probably going to make some adjustments, and I mean, yeah, certainly not a bad period by them, but not what we've come to expect from them. And Northern Academy, give them full credit. They came to play here. You know, we talked about how an emotional night last night would have affected their preparation. It doesn't seem to have all. They are bringing it, and they do not look the least bit intimidated by all the star power on this Yale Lions squad. Back underway here as that puck is quickly shot in. Moved up the boards by Yale. Digging it out of skates is Crake. But that's onto the stick of Mark Pasemko. Centered it for Layer. He couldn't handle it. Puck played down. They'll bump against the end boards. Leading the rush out there was Pasemko. Now onto the right side for Wyatt, just ahead of him. Here's a 3-on-1. Swetlikoff as Cousins going to the net. Puck taken from Swetlikoff by Jaden Platts. Good stick by the big Northern Academy defender. Platts with the puck now. Shoot-in cut off by McCloskey. It's moved out to center. Byram advances that. Williams turning. Took a hit there. Couldn't get a shot away. So that was a nice job there by Martin Rudolph on the back check. Putting the shoulder into Josh Williams. Puck now sent in deep by Rudolph. He takes a bump from Williams. And Yale will recover down low. Good hit behind the play by Rudolph. So he finished his check on McCloskey. Cousins now. Lost that puck in deep. Yale are away through center. Northern Academy away through center. Northern changing up behind the play. They opt to just shoot that in. Pringle now to center. Falling there was Tucker. There was blood in the water there for Cook and Swetlikoff, but they couldn't get their sticks on that puck. Cotton goes glassing out. Back to Northern possession. Here's Cole Basnet. He's got Lakeduk along with him. Basnet a shot. Caron's got it. And good news, Evan. Taylor Lewis back on the bench for the Yale Academy Lions. Haven't seen him yet here in the period, but appears to be okay, not too badly hurt.
Yeah, of course, he was the player that went down at the end of that period, the hit from Nick Layer in the corner, and yeah, good to see him back out there, hopefully kind of just winded after that hit. Here early in the second, seeing an increased pace, which I thought we might after, like I said, a bit of a feeling out process in the first period, but both teams seem to have upped that pace a little bit here early in the second.
Yale control off the draw. Here's Alex Cotton. Flips that one out to center. Cousins stopped it up for Swetlikoff, but couldn't get the puck to him. Dylan Cousins drops for Swetlikoff. Shot goes wide. Shot by Cotton from the far side. Was up in the air for a moment. Swatted down by Ty Grant. And you know, with Taylor Lewis being back there, I see he's sort of opening and closing the bench door there for his teammates. May not be actually returning to this game, but if he's back on the bench, you would think that rules out something like a concussion that you'd worry about when with him going head first into the boards. So whether or not he returns, he appears to be not too badly hurt, and that's good news for the Yale Academy Lions.
Yeah, it's a good point, and he may just sort of be getting an extended rest here early in the period, but you're right, we'll keep an eye on that.
Lair takes a hit, but the puck is advanced up to Rudolph. Rudolph's in 1-on-3 as his mates are changing. Able to get it in deep, and he'll head off himself. Puck goes down for icing. And we'll get a face-off in Northern Academy Extreme territory right here.
And he just took a big hit before going off on the bench, but a name that we've mentioned a few times here today, Martin Rudolph. I thought he's had a good start here for Northern Alberta. He's come out with a lot of energy, had some good chances, and Rudolph, who has 8 points in regular season play, not a huge scorer, but he's been an impact player for Northern Alberta so far.
There's a loose puck, Kushnier trying to get to it. Pringle got there before him. Cross-ice pass out to center, doesn't find a receiver. Byram advances for Kushnier. Moved it down low for Stoltz. Riley Hogan sent it around to the far side. Quick passes out of the zone, and Northern are away. Bazin a shot, blocker save, another save by Caron. That's probably the first dangerous rebound we've seen off the Yale goaltender tonight, as he blockered that into the slot for a quick second opportunity. Bazin moved it into the slot. Lakaduk was there, but he was all tied up. Icing waved off. A bit of confusion there as both teams were changing. This is Jaden Platts. Platts through center, shoots the puck in. Cajon out to play it. Prokop gloved that down, but it bounced away from him. That could have been dangerous there for the Yale Lions. Conrad and Platts. Conrad takes a long look at Jaden Platts before deciding how they're going to go into that corner together. There's a partial breakaway. Prokop has wide going to the net. Cole Wyatt just lost the puck. Tried to make his move. The puck just drifted off his stick. But a good scoring chance nonetheless for the Northern Academy Lions.
Great one there, one that Wyatt would definitely want back for sure. Is tough pass there.
Cole Wyatt watching Sean McCloskey there, then he'll head off for a change. Cousins was checked by Lair. They'll move that out of extreme territory now. Butler back for Cousins, looking for Lair. That's out of his reach, goes down for icing.
Well, in the last shift there, Cole Wyatt with the 2-on-1 chance, but right before that, his fellow Cole, Bassinet, big number 16 in blue, with a good opportunity coming down the slot, and he fired it on goal right at the top of the hash, but you wonder what could have been, because I think he had a little more time than he realized, and he actually would have had the opportunity to walk in a couple steps. That could have been an even bigger opportunity, but good bounce back here. I thought the first kind of 6 minutes of this period's been split evenly between both teams carrying the play.
Nick Lair dashing in 1-on-2. Dylan Cousins on the back check, stripped him of the puck. Comes back now to Lucas Pringle. Puck turned over. Williams, quick chance at the side there. Ty Grant had to be quick to stop that. Another chance by Williams. Great save by Grant. Williams tried to go upstairs. Grant, while falling, got the glove on it. Northern Academy Extreme clear that puck out of danger. Svetlikov, oh, shot the rebound, went right to Stoltz. He was hooked down. We're going to get a penalty here.
And it's interesting because this whole flurry starts with a defensive miscommunication between Lucas Pringle, who tries to reverse it for his partner, Jaden Platts. Platts doesn't know it's coming. 2 chances later, Yale rips in and draws a penalty here. It's Bassnett, who we were just talking about, with the penalty here. We'll take another look at one of the scoring chances here in front. This is just off the miscommunication. This is the second opportunity there, played right in front, and great chance there for Williams.
Big shot there by McCloskey. Ty Grant's got it.
Yeah, Grant too has been called on early in the second period to be pretty good. We just saw the Williams chance that he got a piece of, and another good one there, a blast from the line.
Face off deep in extreme territory. Stick handling down low. That's Holden Kodak. Left point for Cotton. Cotton for Kodak. It's cleared out of the zone. Trying to bring the puck through center. Are the Yale Lions? Can't do it. It's back into extreme territory. They'll have a chance to clear, and they do so. Up off the glass, had all the coaches on the Yale bench ducking. Cotton for Byram. Cross ice for Cousins. Didn't like where that went, so he'll turn back. Cotton again turns back, drops for Byram. Byram now through center, takes the blue line. Tried to drop for Cousins. Cousins does pick it up. Down low into the front for Cousins, he scores! Dylan Cousins working the give and go with Alex Svetlikov. Cousins gets that puck back, goes upstairs. Tie hockey game on the power play.
And a real nice play in tight here from the Lions, who, like you say, the give and go worked down low, and it's Cousins who, by the time he gets this shot off, is pretty tight in on the goal. It's a great shot to roof it over the blocker arm there. And for the Lions, a huge power play goal here to tie this thing up at 1.
We'll take another look at this one. You'll see him just good hands in front. Really a very similar shot to the one Williams attempted a few sequences earlier. Ty Grant unable to get an arm on it. And we got a tie hockey game here at Rutland Arena. Puck lifted out to center. Knocked down by Pringle. Pringle trying to keep it from Kushnirik. He's got Harrison Tucker open, but opts to move it up the boards. Prokop for Pringle. Tried to move that out to center for Wyatt. He was bodied by Kushnirik. That puck is up into the Yale benches. Brad Bowen ducked and took an extra few seconds to make sure the coast was clear before he came back up again.
Yeah, I mean, it will only take a couple times of getting whacked on the bench to be a little bit scared of a shot being thrown at you. Here's another look at this goal. Nice move there by Cousins down to Svetlikov in the corner. Great angle, that pass. Nice one-timer there, top shelf by Cousins.
Puck's in and deep to extreme territory. Tried to chop it up the boards was Platts, but that's right onto the stick of Holden Kodak. Kodak turns, stick handling, got a shot away, it's high and wide. Platts up for Bruce McGregor, the affiliate player for the Northern Academy Extreme. I believe that's our first look at him. Kodak away through center. On the back check there was Lackett. Good job by him. Just getting a stick on Kodak and interfering with that shot attempt. Riley Hogan stops up. His mates are changing. Quick one-timer there by Lair was blocked by Byram. Nick Lair shooting for the fences on that shot. Sent in deep, comes around to Garen Butler. Shot from the far boards. Comes all the way out. Yale break out through center. Kodak now. Try to get it across to Williams. Couldn't find him, and now Svetlikov down low. Williams back out to... It's Byram now in the left point. Byram took a shot, following the block, it was Lair. Rudolph sends that down for icing as he didn't like what he saw there. Took a look and intentionally iced that puck.
Yeah, I think so. And, you know, going back to the goal, we've seen the scoring prowess of Josh Williams this tournament, but sometimes easy to forget, too, that Cousins is actually the leader in scoring on this team with 34 points here in the regular season in league play for the Lions.
See Nick Lair going down to block that shot. Good form there, and a job well done. Tough on the bod, but teammates and coaches always appreciate that kind of thing. There's a long shot blockered against the side glass by Ty Grant. Pasemko moves that puck in deep. He's got Prokop on the other side. Pull Wyatt in to help as well. Cotton and Byram trying to hold them off. Quick shot from the side boards is blocked. Pass up for Cousins. That's whistled down as that hit the turnbuckle between the benches.
Yeah, that was a tough break there for the Lions, actually, because if that doesn't hit that post right in the middle of the benches and take that bounce, Cousins might have had a good position to be in a foot race for maybe a break-in on goal. So nice little bounce goes Northern Alberta's way on that one.
Quick shot off the draw. Caron again hangs on to it. That from Ryan Golden.
Yeah, Caron, who's been solid here today. You know, we've talked about his rebound control a little bit, and it's true. He's just not given his defense many reasons to panic back there in terms of putting them in tough situations where they've got to clear awkward pucks in front of him or take out players charging into the front of the net.
Yale able to clear that out to center. Working for it there is Stoltz. Taylor Lewis is back on the ice now, so again, very good news for him and for the Yale Academy Lions.
I think that was a delayed offside, just trying to figure out the whistle. Yeah, I think that was offside the call here against Yale. Who, you know, a big momentum changer potentially with that power play goal. Now on the scoreboard, whole different hockey game tied here at 1, and they can kind of relax a little bit, know they've got that first one, and they can maybe grip the sticks a little less tightly going forward.
Here's Josh Prokop. Pass off the skate of Byram. Puck comes into the corner. Cole Wyatt in there. Able to come away is Cotton. Just taps that up right onto the stick of a Northern defender. Puck is quickly iced. And since this became a tie game, becoming a bit of a chess match now, teams playing a lot more cautiously. You know, we talked in the intermission, you and I, while we were on break, that you know, we really thought Northern might just throw everything they had at Yale and really try and put them under duress here in the second period. But they've, if anything, been more conservative than they were in the first.
Yeah, we'll see if we're a period away from that, or whether, you know, Yale's just getting going here. But we talked about the speed getting a little quicker, physical play starting to pick up a little bit. I'm still expecting to see that pick up even more as we go forward here.
Byram shoots that puck in deep. Kodak back to pursue. Try to drop pass. Puck didn't find its recipient. Baker a shot off a stick. Bounces onto the side boards. Lofted out to center. Svetlikov there looking dangerous, harassing Lucas Pringle. He gets it to Riley Hogan and takes the pressure off. Now there's a break for Wyatt. He's got a man going to the net. Couldn't complete that pass as it's just off the side of the goal. Wyatt once more, again throws it to the goal. That was Pasemko with the pass. Wyatt in front, couldn't get a stick on it. Prokop a shot. Calhoun lost sight of it for a moment. Finally picked up in the corner. And here's Byram away over the blue line. Drop for Williams. Williams tried to make a move on Pringle. Could not do so, and it's played back out to neutral territory. Here's Alex Svetlikov. Puck taken from him by Wyatt. Thrown in front, Cousins was there. Puck loose for a moment. Battle in the corner as that looks to be trapped against the boards pretty quickly. Finally, it's dug out. Byram sends it right back down low. Puck taken from Cousins. Byram able to keep that in on the far side. Thrown in front. Goal light came on for a moment. That was nowhere near the goal line though. Yale Academy regrouping their own end. Cross ice pass. That was good stick by Pringle to deflect that pass. Yale looking dangerous. Puck loose there. Oh, swept away from harm's way by 18, Carter Spence, another affiliate player for the Northern Academy Extreme. Again, I think our first look at him.
And that last shift was one where it's a shift that I'd expect more a little bit from Yale in terms of they're using their bodies down low, they're getting that cycle going, they're grinding it out, and then they start moving the puck quickly, collapsing it on the goal, and that was 14 Josh Williams, who almost was able to chip that rebound home. Williams going hard to the net is exactly what Yale needs here in this situation to add on.
And we've seen that from Yale through this tournament, is their ability to create really dangerous scoring chances out of what would seem to be a nothing play. You know, here's a lead pass for Basnet. Basnet trying to turn this into a breakaway. He's hauled down by Jackson Maines. Play continues. Baker a shot wide. Dug out of the corner by Basnet. Cross ice for Baker. Baker a shot. Good stick save there. Basnet takes a good hit from Jackson Cook. And the Northern Academy Extreme send it in deep. They'll change up here. Under 5 minutes remaining in the second period. Puck off the shin guards of Stoltz, but it is sent out of the zone. Arbor-Nigo. Moved it around, and here is Rudolph on the left wing. Throws that one at the goal. I think probably looking for a rebound for Nick Lair. But Calhoun is wise to that, and he hangs on to it.
Credit on that last shift goes out to Jackson Baines, the affiliate defenseman on Yale. He was put in the tough position of trying to defend Basnet as he was sprung in the left wing side there on a stretch pass, and it's a tough place. An affiliate defenseman makes a nice play. He knocks his man off the puck. It was a big size mismatch, and he doesn't take a penalty either. So 3 for 3 on that play.
Sent in deep now by Williams. Grant out to play it. Taken from the corner by Cousins. And he went back to the point for 24, Cody Huff. Cousins and Baker tangled up in the corner. There's a lot of beef coming together there. Through center is Lair. Going after that loose puck. Bumps Svetlikov, but Svetlikov was able to send it down. That is called for icing. But, you know, I was finished my thought there about Yale able to create dangerous scoring chances out of nothing just because of their positioning and the way they read off each other. You know, something that looks innocent like a loose puck in the corner. It gets flipped into the slot, this little sort of hand grenade type pass, and it ends up being a really dangerous scoring chance because there was someone going there. They read off of each other so well. They've got the skill set to just make little tap passes, little plays that become really dangerous scoring opportunities. Prokop couldn't move that puck out of the corner. It's brought back. Taylor Lewis lost that puck to Pringle against the end boards. Lewis threw it in front. Byram with a chance here. Hard shot. Net comes off the moorings as Holden Kodak was, I think, going to go to his backhand there, try and put that under the crossbar.
Yeah.
Ty Grant saved from worrying about that one as the net's off the moorings.
And you can see that play. You can see how well Byram thinks the game on that play as he winds and fires from the left wing point position, plays that carom off the backboards because he knew that he had a teammate right in front, and that deflection off the backboards almost worked in terms of whacking home the rebound. That pesky net just foiled his plans on that time, though.
Daniel Baker tried to go up the boards for Lair. Kodak was there. Fired it into the opposite corner. Passes off the back of the net. They'll dig for it there. Finally, Grant's got it.
But a period that's seen definitely more action in front of Grant, and I think he's responded well to it, like his counterpart down at the other end in Mathieu Caron. Both have seemed fairly composed with more going on in front of him. Here's that chance off the backboards, and stretching there is Grant, pushing off with his left foot, going stretch with that blocker arm, but the net comes off and helps him out there.
Platts turns back, watched by Lewis. Goes his partner Baker. Shot from a sharp angle. Might have hit the back bar at the top of the net. Pasenko trying to get past Cotton, picks up the puck in the corner. Battling for it there. Yale able to clear out to center. Slapped right back in by Butler. That's on to Caron. He grabs it, and we'll get a face-off deep in Yale territory.
You know, it's interesting in the semifinal last night when Roman Bazran gets the start. We're talking about a goaltender that likes to get out and play the puck a lot. It's just a big change for defensemen on Yale when they've got Caron in the net, because he's a lot more of a conservative goaltender in terms of getting out in his crease. So interesting to think about that. That's an adjustment the defense have to make too, knowing which goaltender's in net and where they need to be to help him out, either get out and play the puck or not so much.
Very different styles between the two goaltenders for the Yale Academy as we've seen through this tournament. Goaltending is a position that I think has lost a lot of the variation in style that it used to have. You know, you think back to the days of the stand-up goalies and the butterfly goalies, and sort of never the twain shall meet. And it's become very hybridized, and really enjoy the style of Roman Bazran watching him play. Caron more conservative, but getting getting the job done. Here's a chance for Prokop to Wyatt. Wyatt scores! Cole Wyatt with excellent patience. Waited for Caron to go down. Finally, he did. He puts it home, and a 2-1 lead for the Northern Academy Extreme.
And what patience here from Cole Wyatt, who gets the puck off the turnover, picked off, passed by Prokop, swings it in front wide. Here's Prokop stripping his man of the puck. Nice little spin move here. Knows Wyatt's going to be there, and that patience. Wait, shoot. And he's got an empty net to reward him for that good decision making. Nice goal.
Here's Ryan Golden. Golden goes around behind the net for Basran. Sounds like that could be a fire alarm going off in the building. That could put a stop to the festivities here. Stoltz a shot. Basnick, broke his stick as that was a 2-on-1. We're going to get a penalty on the play.
And it's an interesting call for the official there because he actually waited to see that that stick was broken before he put the arm up. But it's a call that you can't really complain about, as it was a definite slash by McCloskey that broke the stick. And here with just under a minute to play in the second period, what an opportunity for Northern Alberta to take a 2-goal lead here.
So it's not a fire alarm. We've got the old style fire bells in this building. As that's played back to Riley Hogan. There's a shot high and wide. Comes around to Pringle. Here's Svetlikov. This is a 2-on-1. Svetlikov has Kodak with him. Into the middle for Kodak. Great save by Grant. Enormous save by Ty Grant. Preventing that shorthanded goal for Yale, keeping the 2-1 lead alive. Here's Prokop. Back for Hogan. Can't complete that play, so they'll start again from neutral territory. Bowen Byram sends that the length of the ice. Just a few seconds remaining here, not time for another rush. They'll just hold it back behind the net. And time expires here in the second period. Well, really, what a tremendous period that was. Cole Wyatt with such a tremendous goal there. As we said, the patience of just waiting and waiting for Caron finally to go down, and he did. And as you said, rewarded with an empty net goal. A period I thought that was a little more tentative in the opening half of it. Of course, we saw always dangerous Yale getting back into this one. Really, the complexion not changing that much after that. There was a little more caution, sort of, I'm not sure what we're going to do next. And then obviously Northern Academy Extreme striking for that late goal. They will also carry a minute 2 with the man advantage into the third period, and a 2-1 lead. They're in good shape.
They're in really good shape, and I was wondering if, you know, it was more of a burst right at the start from them and whether they'd fade going forward, but that doesn't seem to be the case here in this hockey game. They really held a lot of that momentum, carried it forward, and they held off a better period, frankly, from Yale. I thought, of course, the second period was better for them than the opening frame. Tough luck for them to give up that late goal to still be down a goal heading into the third period, but going to be really interesting to see both teams sort of give everything that's left in their tank going forward into the final 20 minutes.
For Brad Bowen of the Yale Academy Lions, I mean, he's going to look at that room and say, okay, you guys have got the tools to get back in this. I don't think we've seen the best of the Yale Academy Lions. Again, they've not played a poor game by any means, but they haven't controlled this game in the way that has been their hallmark through the tournament. They've still got 20 minutes to do that. And for the Northern Academy Extreme, again, mission accomplished 2 periods in a row. They've, as you said, they've played a road game, a good road game, as it's been for them. And of course, they are the visiting team in this one. And they've done, I think, exactly what we'd say they set out to do. They've kept it simple. They have not tried to beat Yale at their own game. They've come out and played their game, and again forced Yale to keep pace with them, rather than worrying about the Bowen Byrams and the Dylan Cousins of the world. They've just played their game and forced Yale to try and match that.
Exactly, and we know that when these two teams played each other in regular season play, it was kind of a shootout. I think it was an 8-6 final for Northern Alberta. They knew that they didn't want to get into a shootout here with Yale, and you're right, they played a solid game here so far, and it should be a fun third period coming up.
All right, we're going to go to a break, and we'll be back with more from the 38th Annual BDO Kelowna International Major Midget Tournament.
Shaw TV is your local voice, bringing local events, information, and entertainment to your community. Shaw TV welcomes story ideas and proposals for shows or series that represent local viewpoints and activities. These shows or series can be an idea or already produced. For information on how to submit a proposal, please visit us at shawtv.com.
Take one empty field, round up a group of players, add 3 bases, plus 1 home plate, throw in a softball, and add an umpire. Play ball! It's not hard to get a game of softball going, and to keep it going from the time you're 4 till you're 84. Softball. Get in the game.
Tune in to Shaw TV for the 2017 Scotties BC Women's Curling Championship presented by Best Western. Watch BC's top 8 teams compete to become provincial champions. Live coverage January 21st and 22nd only on Shaw TV.
Welcome back to the broadcast booth at Rutland Arena West, where we've got a real hockey game here. Norm Kaeg joins me now, and let's talk about the game. First of all, from your perspective, what did you think of that second period?
Well, I think looking at it from a fan's point of view, it looks like maybe Yale may have taken Alberta Extreme a little bit lightly. It's been a very good game, though. I think Extreme's goalie has played well, and Extreme, with any luck, could be up by a couple. They hit a couple posts in the first, and they played well.
From a scouting perspective, and that's your background, I guess, what do you think of some of these guys? Let's start with Josh Williams. What an incredible player. Great shot. What do you think of him?
Well, he definitely is a special player.
Guy, yeah.
You know, time will tell where he ends up, but he's got it all. He's got some decent size. He's got a great shot, skates well. And you know what, for this tournament, our job's kind of easy sometimes with these kids because they're already pre-scouted. He's a listed player. All the stats we get today, that makes it a bit easier, but you can see why scouts like him. He's a beauty. Anyone else out there you like? Their defender that plays like 44 minutes a night, for example. I mean, this guy, 3rd overall pick of the Giants. Yeah, he's another good kid. It absolutely amazes me from the days when my kids played and I played to what kids can do today, and how much bigger they are, stronger they are, and just more skilled. It's nice to watch. It's a different game too, isn't it? I mean, your son played it in a different era as well, and let's talk about the differences between, say, the 90s, for example, and hockey players today. Size was a critical factor back then. The scouts used to drool over players that were 6'2" at this age, but it's not so critical anymore, is it? Well, yeah, that day's over, I think, and the day of the, as everybody likes to call him, the goon, I guess, is kind of gone too. I think players have to be more skilled. The small player, there's certainly a spot for them nowadays. Look at Calgary, Gaudreau. I mean, there's a good example. Yeah. The good skilled players, mind you, the big player that's skilled too, is everybody still wants them. They want those power forwards, right? Everybody. For sure. Yeah. But yeah, it really has changed. And taking the red line out of center has, I know everybody has their opinion on that, but that's made a difference. I think it's made it a faster game. Everybody says they need to put it back in maybe and slow things down a bit, but you know, everybody has an opinion on that sort of thing. Yeah. What about the evolution of the tournament itself? You've seen that over the years. What do you like about where we're at today? Well, when I kind of got involved with this, we were still kind of at a stage where the academies really weren't around like they are today. The major midget league was non-existent. It was kind of more club teams, like a AAA type tournament. It's evolved to where it is today. We're very fortunate. Tony does an outstanding job getting the teams here, and a lot of them are academies now, and the major midget teams that have come here in the past, and you're talking elite kids from wherever they're from, and it's certainly evolved to a very, very competitive tournament now. Just you know, you look back in some of the past years on players, Justin Schultz, a West Side kid, Curtis Lazar played here, playing in Ottawa now. Just this past year, Tyson Yost played for Team Canada in
We
the
all
juniors.
saw him over the World Juniors. Yeah, great
you know,
player.
those are the caliber of players we're seeing in this tournament.
And you've
It's
seen
impressive.
that over the years, too. I mean, you go back even further to Cliff
Absolutely.
Ronning and Joe Sakic and guys like that. Do you see an overall better caliber, do you think, at this age now than perhaps back then?
Well, you know, better is an opinion, I guess.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'd
Better
have to
prepared,
say
maybe?
that. I think kids are more prepared because there's more coaching out there with the involvement of the academies and stuff. These kids are on the ice every day, pretty much, if they want to be. When they're going to the academies, they're going to school and hockey. That's their day. And back, you know, years back, kids went to school. They might have practiced 3 or 4 times a week. And like I say, now kids are on the ice every day. And that makes a difference. The skating's so much better. You know, skills, they get coaches for specific parts of the game. It's so much better.
Now, you're involved also with picking the all-star teams here at the tournament. Some of the guys are pretty easy, like Josh Williams and Svetlikov, for example. But maybe talk about some of the decisions that are made for the maybe not so obvious choices.
Well, we typically have a committee. Back when I started, there was probably too many of us.
Yeah.
We've got it down to a group of 5 now that I think is very knowledgeable. We try and see as many games as we can. Of course, it's impossible to see everybody, but we try and see as many teams as we can. We have behind the scenes people that help at this tournament that are invaluable with respect to stats and what have you. So between what we see and what the stats come out, some of the picks are pretty easy, like top scorers stats, but look at the top scorer who's also MVP, and I think we got that one right, at least. We have our critics out there, but everybody's entitled to an opinion.
You can't pick an all-star game anywhere, can you, without critics?
You can't possibly see every team enough either.
Who did you like then, besides the obvious choices?
Well, I felt, and I'll probably get called a homer for this, but I liked our major midget team. I thought they're well coached. I thought they played well. They've got the head boy that plays D. He's played some junior A with the West Side Warriors. He's a good, steady kid. This extreme team, the whole tournament, they've impressed me how consistently hard they work, and I think you're seeing that today. You know, well, obviously the academies, Penticton, the Okanagan Academy, Red, had some real nice players too. You know, it's just something that we're seeing their improvement in the overall play.
Getting back to this game, and from a scouting perspective, I guess if you put your scouting hat on, if you're with the Extreme, and how do you prepare for Yale? They're such a strong team. And I talked to the coach before the game, and he said, you know, we're going to put certain guys on the top line, and seems to be working so far today.
Well, you know what? My opinion on that is the kids today are, if you watch NHL games, even at this level, they're coached very similarly. I'm sure he's got his set of D that he wants to play against his their top line.
Doesn't have the line change, of course.
Or
he's the visitor, right? Yeah.
Right, or who he ever perceives to be their top guys, and match lines and play good positional hockey. I mean, that's the biggest thing today. You hear guys talk about goalies being good positional goalies. Well, the D-men and the forwards have to be as well.
And what would you do with a 2-1 lead protecting against these guys, knowing that they could light it up at any chance?
I don't like the word protect. I think they just keep coming
playing the way
at
they're
them.
playing?
And like they've had some good chances. So, you know, if they can maybe pot one more, they may have a good chance to pull this off. And I think it would be considered an upset, but
for sure,
they might not think so.
Yeah, all right, Norm. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll hope to see a really good third period at Rutland West Arena. We'll have that period for you coming up after a short break. here in Kelowna.
Shaw TV is your local voice, bringing local events, information, and entertainment to your community. Shaw TV welcomes story ideas and proposals for shows or series that represent local viewpoints and activities. These shows or series can be an idea or already produced. For information on how to submit a proposal, please visit us at shawtv.com.
Take one empty field, round up a group of players, add 3 bases, plus 1 home plate, throw in a softball, and add an umpire. Play ball! It's not hard to get a game of softball going, and to keep it going from the time you're 4 till you're 84. Softball. Get in the game.
Tune in to Shaw TV for the 2017 Scotties BC Women's Curling Championship presented by Best Western. Watch BC's top 8 teams compete to become provincial champions. Live coverage January 21st and 22nd only on Shaw TV.
Welcome back to Rutland Arena in the 38th annual BDO Kelowna International Major Midget Hockey Tournament. Northern Academy Extreme with a 2-1 lead over the Yale Lions after 40 minutes. A bit of a surprise here. We really weren't sure what to expect from the Northern Academy Extreme here in the finals, but they have brought their A game, and they've got a 1-goal lead going into the 3rd period to show for it.
They certainly do, and we are wondering before the game absolutely right about what we were going to see here. And it's kind of this crazy story of the team that's here on the technicality, lost the semifinal. The team they were playing, Okanagan Academy, playing ineligible players. So here they are in the final, and instead of just shutting things down, they use that as momentum, I think, to say, hey, nobody thinks we deserve to be here. We're going to try and prove some people wrong today. And up 2-1 after 40 minutes. I think if you'd asked them before the game, they would have taken that every time.
Oh, 100 times out of 100, and that's a good point, you know, sort of embracing the underdog role and, you know, the team telling themselves we've got something to prove here, that we are, regardless of what happened through the round robin in the semifinals, we're as good as anyone in this tournament. They've got a chance to show it here in the finals, and they are doing it here at Rutland Arena.
With a minute power play time here to start the 3rd as well.
And here they come. Daniel Baker finds Plaston center. His shoot-in is knocked down, and that is sent back into Northern Territory. Played up for Prokop. Cotton sends that around the boards. Byram puts that right down onto Ty Grant. Final 15 here of this Northern Extreme power play, not really able to get set up. Puck moved in deep by Jaden Platts. They're able to pick it up behind the goal. Penalty to Sean McCloskey is over. We're back to full strength. There's a delay coming up. Another penalty going to be called here. It's an elbowing call.
Yeah, tough one here as Yale, who just completed that PK, headed right back into the penalty box. And that one there, 27, Alex Cotton, the defenseman. We've talked about how Yale is thin on defense, so even tougher for them to have a defenseman sitting in the box that can't be utilized in a PK situation.
And an opportunity here for the Northern Academy Extreme to go up 3-1. Boy, would that be a feather in their caps if they can put one away here with the man advantage. Hogan for Wyatt on the half wall. Wyatt goes cross ice for Pringle. The one-timer was there for Pasemko. Couldn't get a stick on it, as I think he had Byram in his way. But the yawning cage was there. Hogan for Wyatt. Goes down low to Pasemko. Back to Wyatt. He's checked by Cook. Couldn't get a shot off. Yale Lions bring it back. Bowen Byram leading the rush on the penalty kill. No hesitation on the part of the Yale Lions defenseman. Northern Academy regroup. Here's Martin Rudolph through center. Sends the puck in deep. There to pick it up on the wall is Baker. Shot from the point down low. Pasemko there in the slot. Couldn't convert that pass. It didn't get to him. He had all kinds of white jerseys in the way. Into the final minute now of this Northern Academy Extreme power play. Fired in again by Baker. Matthew Caron sends it up the boards. It's to the blue line, but not out. Picked up in the corner. Could be a chance in front here. Ryan Golden was right there. Couple of good looks on this Northern Academy power play. Better than the last one. Another shot there. Sprawling to block it this time was Jackson Maines. Here's Platts. Onto the left side for Prokop. Back for Platts. Drops for Prokop. Prokop shot through traffic. He had Golden in front, but Caron able to get a pad on it. Cross ice there for Baker. He scores! I think that might have been off a teammate in front. But just as we foreshadowed, I think the penalty might have been expired by that time. We were back to even strength.
Yeah, it was just expired. It's not going to be a power play goal, but it's a huge one for Northern Alberta here, as I think you're right. It deflected. We'll see where it happens here. A backhander at the side off a stick or a skate in front. I'm not sure that Golden 20 got a stick on that. We'll see the official call here, but what a huge goal for Northern Alberta, up to the first 2-goal lead of the hockey game.
Goal credit to Cole Basnick. Pucks in deep to Northern Academy territory. Up 3-1. They are in the driver's seat now. Here's Bowen Byram. Byram making moves through center. Goes wide on Rudolph. Stops up, threw it in front. Conrad heading to the goal. Nice job there by Darwin Lakaduk, not letting Conrad get loose. It's a long shot there. Net is off its moorings.
I guess that's what it was. I'm not sure why the whistle went there, but as we talk about the goal once more, they've given it to 16, Cole Basnick. And here a sharp angle of it. It was him on the backhand initially that I guess the ruling went in off a defender's skates in front. That's kind of what I saw, and that's what the officials saw as well. So Basnick with the 3-1 goal here. Huge play for the Extreme.
Basnick again sends that puck in deep. Sent out of his zone there by Golden. Darwin Lakaduk now moves that puck up the boards. To the blue line, but not out. Sent back in by Cotton. Thrown to the front. Will Kushnirik was there trying to get a stick on that loose puck. It was swept away from him. Hogan coming in 1-on-3 now. He gets mugged and draws a penalty. That's a tough penalty to take for the Yale Academy Lions, as Northern Academy just on a line change there. That was Riley Hogan coming in 1-on-3. Really not a dangerous situation. And he was mugged. Alex Cotton getting called here. He's not happy about the call.
Yeah, tough start to the period for Alex Cotton, who takes an interference call here. As here we go with the puck getting played through the middle of the ice, and Cotton just impeding his man there, and he eventually goes down. That was enough to draw the interference call.
Prokop a shot. Blocked there by Byram. Oh, that hurt. Bowen Byram in some discomfort in front of the Yale goal. So another Northern Extreme power play. And a chance to twist that knife a little more. Here's Prokop. Moves that puck down low to Wyatt. Wyatt for Prokop. Back to Platts. Platts faked the shot. Diving was Holden Kodak, able to knock that puck away. Good job by the Yale penalty killer, Kodak.
Yeah, he had a good PK last time too. He saved a goal in front as he checked Ryan Golden's stick away. Number 41, Ian White, doing good work on the PK.
And here's Prokop on the left side. Stops up, waits for his mates to catch up. Threw it into the slot, nobody there but Dylan Cousins. Yale coming away 2-on-2. Good stick there by Hogan, as he's able to neutralize Cousins, a much bigger man. And here's Prokop once more. Takes a shot. Good arm save by Caron. Up above the blocker. Another shot by Pasemko. He's got that too.
Good little sequence there for Caron as Prokop, who he's prone to do, it stretches out to the opposition blue line with that stretch pass, comes in with a tough shot up high, and then gets another one right afterwards, and two good saves. The second one, tough one up high to control that puck, and he's able to go off the shoulder, take it into his glove, and get a whistle here.
Hogan left point, goes down low. Stapled against the boards there was Ryan Golden. We got another penalty coming up here.
Yeah, this is going to be a hold, and it's coming on Northern Alberta. Has just a little bit overzealous, I guess you could say, in terms of impeding the Yale defender who is trying to move the puck up the ice. And it's Bassinet heading to the box for his second penalty of the night. Here he is behind the net. So I think that's McCloskey, the defenseman, that he's slowing up there in kind of a bear hug. So the referee right there in the corner to make the call.
4-on-4 for another 20 seconds, and then we will see a Yale Academy man advantage. Byram for Cousins, looking for Williams on the left side. Unable to make a play there. Northern Academy will have a chance to clear. Wyatt down low, as this is now a Yale Academy man advantage. Good job there by Cole Wyatt, just killing some time. Swetlikoff down in the corner. Watch there by Platts. Comes back to Cousins. He's got some room. Cross ice for Byram. A hard shot. That's blocked by Baker. Again for Byram. He's got Williams open on the right side. Cousins and Conrad both at the net. Byram, a hard shot off the end glass. Swetlikoff now for Byram. Cross ice for Williams. Williams made the diagonal pass to Swetlikoff, couldn't connect. And they are able to clear, are the Northern Academy Extreme. They'll get a change in here. And there's a puck given away to Rudolph. Another shot, this time deflected by Rudolph. That's over the net. Martin Rudolph opportunistic in the offensive zone on the PK. Cousins turning as he's got Rudolph all over him. You see how the Extreme penalty killers just closed off Cousins as he took the blue line, leaving him no option but to send that puck in deep. Byram turning. Couldn't make a play, comes to the sideboards. Basin is now out of the box. A successful kill for the Northern Academy Extreme. Puck backhanded in front by Williams. Couldn't find a receiver. Williams for Byram falling. And here's going to be a chance for Cole Basnet. Basnet a shot up high on Caron. couldn't find the rebound. Luckily, it was out of harm's way. Butler throws that in front. Nice job by Caron getting the stick down, preventing that cross-crease pass. Here's Byram now. Backhand shot onto Grant. Business starting to pick up here in the third period, Evan.
Bowen Byram, we're over 9 minutes into the third period as he heads off the ice now. I'm not certain this isn't the first time he's heading off the ice this entire period. He was on the PK, he was on the power play, and you just saw on that last shift just a couple plays of sheer exhaustion, him falling over at the blue line. You rarely see that. And then he was late getting back to cover a player in front of the net. That's because he's been on the ice for many, many minutes here in the third.
Coach won't let him off until he scores. A puck played out by Caron, kept in at the blue line by Pringle. Here's a 2-on-2 rush. Kodak a shot. Oh, that bounce up. Oh, that's a goal. A crazy bounce. Draws the Yale Academy Lions to within a goal as that shot was off Grant, off the crossbar, bounced back in front, and then back over the goal line.
It's an ugly goal, but it's exactly what the Yale Lions needed to get back in this hockey game. As Kodak fires the shot from the right wing side, it bounces straight up in the air, takes a crazy bounce. I think that might have hit the back of the goaltender. We'll take a look on our replay here, but it goes straight up into the air. Bounces back down. Here's the first part of this rush by Kodak as he crosses over to the right wing side. We'll take the shot there now.
That's off the skate of a defenseman too.
Grant gets a good piece of it here, but like I say, just goes straight up in the air behind him.
Hit the crossbar, I believe. Hits the crossbar again on the way back down.
Hits the crossbar, deflects back into the back of the goaltender, Grant, and then into the back of the net. What a crazy bounce that was.
I'm not sure that puck didn't contact the crossbar twice on that play. And Yale Academy with a goal on a crazy bounce. It's going to be credited to Holden Kodak.
Yeah, as you hear the announcement over the public address, Kodak unassisted is what they're calling that. I guess off the crazy deflection, you lose assists there, but
by rights you could give 2 assists to the crossbar.
Yeah, no kidding. But wow, what you know, we were just talking about how well Kodak was doing in the penalty kill as more of a role player, and he is the unlikely source to bring Yale back within a goal here.
And we'll see how both these clubs respond as Baker shovels that into the attacking zone. Quickly sent back. This goes down for icing.
Baker with a good play in defense there, just to take a little bit of extra seconds off his normal skating time and make sure that goes all the way down for icing. Getting another look at that crazy bounce here off the goal by Kodak in front, off the crossbar. You see it there, bounce right off the back of the goaltender and in. That's another great angle on the replay there, and it shows exactly what that puck did. Not much of a chance for a goalie to find that puck in a panic there.
Not at all. There's Garen Butler muscled off the puck by Svetlikov. Cousins for Williams. Puck chopped away from him by Platts. That goes over the glass and out of play.
And interesting how a goal like that, you can sort of feel the momentum shifting in this building just a little bit, because Yale, it looked like what we were getting in the third from them was sort of more of the same that we've seen over the course of the first 2/3 of this hockey game, which you've said isn't a bad game by them, but it's not their best hockey either. And right back in it here with over 9 minutes left to go. There's going to be a lot of game left.
Puck's in deep. Rudolph there to retrieve. Big shot there by Platts is blocked. And Yale through center. Nice pass at the blue line for Cousins. Breaking his shot was Svetlikov. They'll jam away at the back of the net. Everybody is back there. Finally, they'll bring it out to the side boards. That one flipped in on Grant. Considered playing it and then opted to hang on to it.
Yeah, not a bad decision by the goaltender there either, as Cousins, who's already scored earlier tonight, was right in the area. There was a broken stick lying out on the ice. The defensive zone, a little bit of disarray there for Northern Alberta. Good decision by the goaltender to stop things up.
Too many variables, not doing it. Lakaduk and Kodak on the draw. Kodak wins that one. Gazda, pass on the rush. There's a shot there by Hogan, is blocked. Comes around to the near side. Conrad to the blue line, but not out as Hogan kept it in. Puck picked up by Conrad once more and comes out. And here's Holden Kodak looking dangerous again. His stick was hooked. He couldn't get a shot away. Northern Academy able to clear. Byram for Cotton. Flips that in behind the goal. He'll head off for a change. Replacing him is McCloskey. I think Bowen Byram might have played alongside every other defenseman for the Yale Lions tonight.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think he's played, you're right, with each other defenseman. There's really nothing I've seen like this before in terms of a guy who can play this effectively for so many minutes of a hockey game.
Couple of D-to-D passes. Byram and McCloskey. McCloskey, watched by Prokop there, takes the blue line. This turns into a 4-on-2. Shot up off the shoulder of Grant. Not as dangerous as the last time that happened. Loose puck there, fired away by Caron. Cook sealed off there by Butler. And Northern Academy away through center. Here's Pasemko protecting that puck on the right wing. Try to move it toward the goal. Picked up by Butler. Butler back to Hogan. Hogan a shot blocked there. That by Jackson Cook. Yale Lions regain control. Mishandling it there was Cook. And it's flipped back into Yale territory. Puck sent in deep now. Jackson Maines back to retrieve it. Funny note as we talked to Brad Bowen before the game. So used to calling Jackson Maines Mainsy, he couldn't remember if Mainsy was actually his last name or not.
It's true, isn't it? You know, you hang out around a hockey team and you just take E off of each player's name, and that's usually what their real last name is.
We'll get a face-off here just outside the Northern Academy blue line. Cousins and Prokop do battle at the dot. Cousins wins that one cleanly. As we have Alex Cotton and number 24, Cody Huff on the ice. Only for a moment. Here comes Byram back again.
Yeah, not for long. You're not going to see him out in the ice.
No rest for the wicked.
Before this game, whenever I saw defensemen sort of play upwards of 33, 35 minutes a game, I'd always talk about playing Zdeno Chara minutes, but Chara's got nothing on Byram tonight.
Puck played in deep. Swetlikoff and Platts battle there. Cousins comes away with that puck, but he's quickly checked by Prokop. Good job by Prokop on the back check. Williams through center with speed. Good dash down low. Checked by Baker. Net comes off its moorings. Just under 6 minutes remaining here. Do the Yale Academy Lions start looking at the clock just a little bit?
Definitely just a little bit, but I think too early to go into full-on desperation mode for them. Still a lot of time here with 5:43 to play. Nice little rush from Williams there. His line heads right back off the ice. I would expect to see them come right back on very shortly here.
Nick Lair chips that out of the zone. Icing being signaled. That will go all the way down, and we'll get a face-off once again in Northern Academy territory.
And this not really a strategy that I think the Extreme are going to complain about. Of course, in this tournament with teams being allowed to change on icing calls, that makes a big difference because most leagues nowadays have banned that rule. So with teams being allowed to change, it just makes that a much more enticing opportunity for teams to take to just throw that puck down the ice.
Puck knocked away from harm's way there.
And you see here that Williams line back on the ice. Like I said, they weren't off for about 15 seconds. With the whistle, they're right back on.
Played out of the corner. Williams trying to keep that in. Played along the half wall. Here's Sean McCloskey leading the rush out of his end. Right in front of the timekeeper's bench. Puck chopped away from Platts there. It could be a break here for Kodak. He has Williams in front of the net. Just over 4 minutes remaining now. Played into the near corner. Cook a shot. Not sure Grant saw that all the way. Able to glove it down. Couldn't hang on to it. But it's kept out of harm's way. Big collision there as Holden Kodak goes down. He gets up. Appears to be all right. Rudolph now on right wing. Check there by Byram. Then Cotton sits on him. Backhand shot. Oh! In the equipment of Matthew Carroll. Not sure he knew where that puck was, but he had it.
That's a massive stop by Caron as Cole Wyatt looks skyward after that opportunity. Can't believe he wasn't able to roof that backhander past the Yale goaltender. But a nice play by Wyatt has had a teammate taken down by two defenders who were taken out of the play on the right wing side. He had some added time and space to come in and put a nice move on the goalie. Good save by Caron.
McCloskey turns, goes glassing out. Holden Kodak stick handling, trying to advance that puck. Lucas Pringle has it, goes to Dylan Hogan. Riley Hogan, keep calling him Dylan, stop it. Pasemko advances that puck now for Wyatt. Wyatt stops up. Cross ice, oh, he was looking for Prokop. Nice job by Huff to cut off that pass. Again, a rare shift for the Yale defense with no Bowen Byram. He quickly comes back on. 3 minutes to go. We may not see him leave the ice. Puck sent out to neutral territory. Svetlikov picks it up there. He'll lead the rush in. He's got Cousins going to the net. Byram fanned on the pass at the blue line. Northern Academy come away. Here's Rudolph. Rudolph trying to go wide on Cotton. And his shot was wide as well. Layer now, far corner for Martin Rudolph. Puck picked up by Cousins. He'll give it to Byram and he'll settle it down. Byram always has his head up even when he's making a pass. Doesn't look the direction he's moving that puck. Definitely a skill you don't see on your average 15-year-old.
Goaltender's gone to the bench. Yale's got 6 already with over 2 to play.
They're going to leave it all out there. There's a shot. Oh, Cousins would have had an open net that was just a foot or so too far in front of him. Another shot from the point is blocked. That's sent out to center. The Yale net is empty. And here's Kodak. Sends that puck in deep. Baker's there in the corner. Williams and Svetlikov as well. Puck dug out. Williams in front. Tried the pass. Cousins a shot. Blocked by Baker. Comes on to Grant. He's got it.
Great stop by Grant there, and a great ability for him to follow the puck in front of him as it was getting chipped out and blocked and moving in a few different directions. Easy for him to lose the puck right in front of him, but a great chance there. And our questions about clock management being answered here is a bit of a gutsy play there by Yale, pulling the goaltender with over 2 minutes left in the period, and they call a 30-second timeout now with the players going to the bench. Here's a replay of that last chance.
The nice backhand pass.
You see Grant following it the whole way, sees the shooter and slides over to the left side of his crease to make a nice stop.
I'm not sure how much of a piece of that Daniel Baker got, but definitely that shot wasn't going to go in low anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It was full-on desperation mode for the Extreme defenders in front, and they do a nice job there. Just a minute 35, of course, left to go here in the third period. Another angle on it there. There's the defenseman sliding through Daniel Baker like you were talking about, and great opportunity in tight for Cousins. We've seen him score in tight on his first goal, so he's got the ability to roof that puck into the top of the net nicely. Was stopped on that chance.
And Ty Grant has been nothing but calm, cool, and collected throughout this hockey game. Did not lose his focus a bit after that weird second goal that hit his back, hit the crossbar, hit everything in town before crossing the goal line. Boom, a shot from the far side. He picked the far side, hit the post. Here's a chance for the empty net. That goes wide. Lair is in there. It's another shot at the empty net. That's up on the dasher board. Settles down behind the net. Bowen Byram. Just over a minute remaining. Cousins now leads the rush out on the right side. Steps past a couple of defenders at center. Cousins trying to go coast to coast. Does get that to the end boards. His pass back to the point is deflected up and over the glass. Face-off is going to be deep in Northern Academy territory.
And the game of inches continues here as Byram from the left wing circle takes a wrister, rips it off iron there. Beats the goaltender, but not the post. Kind of fitting after a couple posts earlier in the game from Northern Alberta, and looks like the Extreme are going to take their timeout here now with just under a minute, 55.9 seconds left in the third.
Well, I think we're going to get a dynamite finish here, and everything we hope for here at the BDO Kelowna International Major Midget Tournament. What a tremendous game these teams have put on. You know, really, we've talked about the strange circumstances allowing Northern Academy to get to the final, and the thing that occurs to me is, you know, that's an opportunity that might fall into your lap maybe once or not at all in your whole hockey career, and they are absolutely taking advantage of it and deserve to be up a goal here.
Yeah, no kidding, and we know about how banged up everybody is with the tough schedule, but wow, here's another look at the shot off the bar, right off the post. You saw it there, beauty angle on that one. You saw it bounce right off that right post.
Face-off now in Northern territory. They drop, quick shot there by Williams, didn't miss by much. He tried to go far side. Byram into the ringette line. Back to Williams, knocked away from him momentarily. Butler moves that up the boards, kept in by Byram. Cousins down low, 40 seconds remaining, throws it out front, puck was loose. Grant down, no goal. There was a shot there. It looked to me like Grant maybe stopped it, but that whistled down as the net is off the moorings.
Huge play by a defenseman in front. I think that was 10 Baker. As the puck, he sees it sitting in the top of the crease. His stick's tied up, so he goes with his skate back behind his leg to clear it into the corner. What a huge play.
Another face-off to the right of Grant. Another scramble off the draw. They all fall down. Cotton fakes the shot, goes to Byram. Byram for Cotton. Down low to Williams on the half wall. He'll come out, goes cross ice for Byram. Byram skates in the middle, switches places with Cotton. Under 20 seconds remaining. Down into the corner for Svetlikov. Cousins has it now. Played it for Williams, the one-timer. That's up into the mesh. 11.5 seconds remaining. Yale Lions so dangerous here. You just feel with every touch they could score in an instant.
Yeah, no kidding in that line. The forwards on that line doing a great job forcing the puck back between defensemen, killing substantial time there. And that sharp angle shot by Williams, wow, just missed.
Another puck drop, another scramble, comes to the corner. Sent around to the far corner. Byram pinches in, just a couple of seconds left. That shot's into the end boards. They throw it in front. And the Northern Academy Extreme take this one 3-2. They are the 38th annual Kelowna International Major Midget Champions. What a tremendous effort by the Northern Academy Extreme. Coming through this tournament, they had a good round robin. Of course, the wheels falling off in the semis, ending up here by strange circumstances. But, you know, we talked about the underdog factor. They've proven they are as good as any hockey team in this tournament. They won this game when it mattered. They brought it all, and absolutely extremely deserving champions of the Kelowna International Major Midget Tournament. You see what I did there?
I saw what you did there, and it needed to be done, I think. But you're right. This is a circumstance where you just can't take the effort away from the Extreme and what they brought to the game today. As we talked about it off the top, they're losing 2 of their top 4 forwards not in the lineup. They're a team that's banged up, like I said, just like everybody else, but they really put a solid 60 minutes out there on the ice tonight, and wow, it doesn't get much better than that in terms of drama at the end of a game. And credit the Yale Lions for throwing everything they had literally at the net, but a huge win here for Northern Alberta.
And you know, we talked early on about the fatigue factor, the injury factor, and you know, that seemed to be more of a disadvantage for the Northern Academy Extreme than it was for the Yale Lions. Yale seeming to have that edge in talent, but obviously it played out exactly the opposite way that we thought. And again, just such a tremendous effort and an awesome finals performance by both these hockey clubs. Yale Lions have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of here. You know, this was certainly not a poor game by them by any means. It wasn't one they should have had and let it slip away. They were just they were edged by a team that was hungry, and absolutely, I mean, these players are all going to live to play another day. As we said, a number of those will likely be populating Western Hockey League rosters most likely as soon as next year. And a tremendous tournament by the Yale Lions, but wow, what more can be said about the Northern Academy Extreme 38th annual BDO Kelowna International Major Midget Champions.
Well, absolutely, and like you say, I mean, we talked as well about the ages. It's tough to remember. A lot of these, most of the guys in this Yale team just 15 years old that play kind of above their years, and really, like you say, a solid effort by them. They almost were undefeated through the round robin portion. That crazy game with OHA Red at the final preliminary game, that 9-8 final, but solid showing in the semi yesterday. They played well here today. And you think back to that game-winning goal by Northern Alberta, just that crazy bounce early in the third period. That's the difference.
Yep. And you know, something we never touched on in this hockey game, these are graduates from the, most of this Northern Academy team are graduates from their Elite 15 programs that won the CSSHL Elite 15 championship last year. So not the first time they've had a celebration with a trophy on the ice.
Yeah, no kidding. And it's one of the newer Elite 15 programs out there, and a huge championship won by them. And these guys are just used to winning together, and they showed it here today.
So as we have some post-game ceremonies going on here, but you know, you mentioned the and we never really touched on it that much, is the loss of Caleb Ergang and Riley Appelt. Appelt, of course, suspended after the semifinals. Ergang injured earlier in the tournament. Those seem to be bigger losses for the Northern Academy Extreme again than the 2 missing defensemen for the Yale Lions. Just with the superior depth Yale appeared to have, it seemed like that was just going to sink Northern Academy's boat. We look at everything that was working against them. You know, the emotional experience they would have went through between last night and this morning. Exhaustion coming into the semifinal yesterday, having finished a game just a few hours before. Really, there was every excuse here for the Northern Academy Extreme to roll over. And to be candid, we wondered openly if that's what we were going to see tonight. We absolutely did not. Full credit to Tyrell Spitzer and the coaching staff. Just an outstanding effort from these young men, and they couldn't deserve it more.
Yeah, you're right, and it really seemed like the vibe, and you know, not for any logic that was lacking behind the thought process, but people thought that this might be a bit of a wipe today, this game. Yale looked so strong, and Northern Alberta. Just, I think, kind of the way they lost the 7-1 final in the semifinal here last night. A lot of people, you're right, thought that, hey, this might be an easy game for the Lions to take. And I'm not sure if maybe some of the players sort of bought into that mindset a little bit too heading into this one, and were maybe a little bit caught off guard by what they got in their opposition. But you're right, just a great game for Northern Alberta, just laying it all out there on the line. And at the end of this one, 3-2 final. Wow, well, what a game we saw.
As we see some of the officials being commemorated for their efforts in this one, and really a well-called game. I mean, not a game. I mean, we rarely spoke of the officiating tonight because there was no story there. I think you know, there was outstanding sportsmanship displayed by both these clubs. Really no funny stuff between the whistles. You know, we had the odd penalty, but you know, even when you look at Taylor Lewis getting checked dangerously into the boards there, a situation that could have sort of lit the fuse here, there was none of that. Yale kept their composure. They kept on rolling, and a business-like approach by them.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right with that. And of course, you talk to officials, and they love it when their names aren't brought up over the course of a game. And I think you're right. They let the players go at it. They called infractions that needed to be called. And like you say, with the teams out there, there were opportunities where they maybe could have upped the ante, upped that physicality a bit, but it showed maturity on both sides for those teams to recognize the situation around them is bigger than them in that moment. They laid back a bit, and it was still a physical game, but one where we didn't see players crossing the line.
Yeah, emotions were kept in check as the Yale Academy Lions now being awarded silver medals. And you know, obviously this isn't one they're going to go to sleep tonight feeling good about. I'm sure they're going to feel like they let this one get away, but much to be proud of for this Yale program. Brad Bowen, they're running an outstanding ship there. Their focus, as we discussed with him earlier this afternoon, their focus is moving players on to the next level. They've done that with an almost unbelievable amount of success. As we talked about last year, they came into this tournament with no 17-year-old players, as they again have not this year, and virtually that entire team is off to at least the junior B ranks. They've got a number in major junior, a bunch in junior A, the rest filling out the junior B ranks. And player advancement is the name of the game in midget hockey, especially for the private academies. That's the experience the players and their families want. They're absolutely getting that from Billy Wilms, Brad Bowen, and the Yale Academy program.
Well, exactly, and like you say, it's a testament to them that they don't carry third-year players, because the players that would be their third-year players are up playing higher levels of hockey, and there's no really better compliment to them than that. And I mean, off the top, you know, there's the big four that we talk about, these first-round draft picks, but you're right, there are other WHL Bantam picks in this lineup. The goaltender last night, we saw Roman Bazran taken in the third round. Alex Svetlikov was taken in the third round by Seattle this year. There's Austin Heron, who wasn't playing, was another third-round pick. I mean, the list goes on and on here of players that are already either looking ahead to higher levels of hockey and are going to be given that opportunity, or might go the NCAA route. There's just lots of options for these players.
Absolutely, and of course a number of those players too, even at this point of the season, will be committed to junior hockey programs for next year. That's not something that's always publicly announced. In fact, it is not often publicly announced, but obviously the players and the coaches know it, and you know, the success of that program already showing this year. You know, as we were talking with Brad Bowen again, as they continue to be presented with their team awards and the finalist trophy there. They, you know, they've come up through that program and really just enjoying the success here that you know they've shown in this tournament. As the silver medal trophy is awarded there to Dylan Stoltz. Northern Alberta Extreme now are going to receive their gold medals, and then we'll have the trophy presentation. And so you look at some of the performances, you know, by these Northern Academy Extreme. You know, again, forwards stepping up into big roles. Cole Basnett really delivering tonight. Cole Wyatt with that tremendous goal, again, just showing so much patience. They needed players to step up in the absence of Caleb Ergang, Riley Appelt, and they got that in spades. Daniel Baker with 2 plays resulting in goals. You know, throwing his body in front of shots there late in the game. Jaden Platts getting, you know, logging all those big minutes along with Baker as sort of the shutdown pair. And not an enviable task when you look at the kind of players they were asked to shut down.
Yeah, there's no question about that. You know, some forwards who are sort of in split personalities tonight too, because they were being asked to contribute on the offensive side, but also play that shutdown role as well. You know, I think of a guy like Nick Layer as well, who was in that role. Played minutes to shut down the other team's top forwards, but he also contributed to some offensive rushes as well. Talked about Martin Rudolph, who had that crossbar early in the game, seemed to be buzzing tonight and did a really good job there. And then you like you say, I mean, Josh Prokop, the big offensive weapon that was in the lineup, he and Ergang are co-leaders in scoring on this team. And looking down at the score sheet to Prokop, I mean, you talk about the role players that scored goals, and they certainly did tonight, but Prokop knew that he had to show up, and he gets assists on each of his team's 3 goals.
As the medal presentations continue too, I want to talk about the play of Ty Grant here. If there was any doubt that this team, this Northern Alberta Extreme team, was going to be ready, he certainly led the way in that department. Calm, cool, and collected. Again, I go back to the bizarre goal by Holden Kodak that was, you know, off a defenseman's skate, off of Grant's arm, off the crossbar, off his back, off the crossbar again, and then back behind him. I'm not sure you could duplicate that shot in all the years you play hockey. Keeping it together after that, not getting rattled.
Yeah, and he gets a big hand here from the crowd as he's announced, and good to point out too that with his backup goaltender going down, he basically plays the entire tournament here. Other teams, including Yale, had the luxury to kind of move back and forth between a couple of goaltenders. You talk about the grinding schedule on these forwards and defensemen, just as much is true for a goaltender there who takes a lot of abuse in that position, and for him to sort of run the table here, pretty impressive stuff. And then you're right, like you talk about that second goal against him, you got to be mentally tough to shake that one off. You know, he was in a good position, couldn't really do a whole lot more in that play, but he gets scored upon, back within a goal, knows he's got to make the next few saves, and is able to mentally stick with it.
One note I'd like to point out, we saw number 1, the backup goaltender, being presented with a medal. As we're about to have the trophy presentation, the jersey says McGarva. That is, in fact, Braden Potter wearing the jersey of the injured Liam McGarva, dressing as backup tonight. And here is the trophy presentation to the Northern Alberta Academy Extreme. They'll pose for some pictures and the celebration will begin.
And it looks like they almost got off the ice without presenting the final trophy there.
Well, it's smaller than the other one. Oh, maybe we gave them out in the wrong order.
Jaden Platts is happy no matter what. He's got a trophy to hang on to right now.
Northern Alberta Extreme also winners of the Blair Dietz Bill Wiley Memorial Award for the team that shows sportsmanship and fair play, also develops a rapport with the officials. That in memoriam of 2 local referees to the Kelowna area who were killed in a car crash on their way back from refereeing a Junior B game in Revelstoke, BC. So they were awarded that for gentlemanly play through the round robin. And they are about to lift up the trophy for the 38th annual BDO Kelowna International Major Midget Tournament Championship. Well, it looks like they're going to pose for a photo here as they're going to head down to the goal frame.
And it will be interesting to see, kind of for us, to keep an eye on this program going forward over the next few years. As mentioned, they're kind of a newcomer into the academy circuits, but we talked about their Elite 15s win and their win here at this tournament, which is a nice one here for them and for these players. It's going to be lots of memories for them playing and winning a whole lot together.
And here's Tim Morton with a guest.
Head coach Tyrell Spitzer, we talked to you before the game, and you said you were going to match up some guys against their big line. I guess would you able to do that? You didn't have the last line change.
Yeah, you know what? We kind of figured out their rotation and just tried to stay one step ahead. And the guys did a really good job. If we, were mismatched, of getting off the ice as soon as they were able to, and getting the guys that were kind of awarded that job to get out there, and they did a really good job. So about 90% of the game, we had our matchup taken care of. Yeah.
Great start by your team. A couple of posts early in the period. You got a goal in the first period. Maybe talk about the way you guys came out in the first period.
Well, I think it was important that, with a team like Yale, they're used to scoring. They're used to playing with the lead. I think our game plan was to take a little bit more risk to try and create some early offense and get ahead on the board, kind of put them in a situation they're uncomfortable with. And we created a lot of pressure. Didn't execute on everything, but ended up getting a lead. And I think that kind of put them in a spot that they were uncomfortable with, and a spot that we can play with, and went from there.
Talk about, it's a different way you guys got to the final game. Talk about what happened in the semis and what did you say to your guys following that game to prepare for this one?
Well, yeah, what happened was kind of out of our hands, and what I said to my guys was there's an opportunity here, and we can do one of two things. We can show up just to show up, or take advantage of the opportunity given to us. I mean, it's funny how the way things play out sometimes, and this worked out to our advantage. And it's they never ask how you get there. They never ask how you win. They'll just see the trophy when they walk in.
And so let's talk about some of your players. Jaden Platt's played a lot of minutes today. I don't know if you keep track of that at all, but talk about some of your other guys that played above and beyond today.
Yeah, well, Jaden Platts has been a big leader for us. He's only been in 4 league games this year, so he's missed a lot of hockey. So he's still catching up to where he was when at the start of the year. But we rely so heavily on a guy like that. I mean, he's a big presence. The team plays that much bigger when he's out on the ice, and he just has a calming presence, very intimidating for other teams, especially for. He's always going out there against the other team's top line and makes it difficult on them. He logged a lot of minutes. Daniel Baker really stepped up. He's an 0-1. We paired them together, 2 big guys with great sticks, great hockey IQ, and they did a phenomenal job. They soaked up probably 30 minutes. You probably better know. I'll find out after the fact here, but yeah, probably 30 minutes of hockey where they just shut down and even pushed back at times.
So I guess they're waiting for you for the team picture, so I better let you go.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, guys.
There's the head coach, guys. Upstairs to you.
Tyrell Spitzer there, the head coach of the Northern Academy Extreme, and what a challenge for him to prepare his team for this game. Again, I mean, we've sort of beaten it to death tonight, even though we said we wouldn't, with the circumstances leading them here. But I like what he said there. There's an opportunity here, and we can do one of 2 things. We can just sort of shrug, or we can go for it. And not hard to guess which they went for. They decided to go for it. They brought, I think, their strongest game of the tournament, and they're now being rewarded for it, and they'll be a happy bus home.
Exactly, and it's the same word that we were using up here in terms of opportunity, and you're right, they really were able to capitalize. He talked about the matchups that he wanted to see before the game with us, and then we, like he said, really saw those take shape over the course of the game. They did a really good job in that regard, and the other key thing that I think he said was about that first period, and I think we even set it up here. This would be a very different game if Yale had scored that first goal. That first goal going to Northern Alberta was pretty huge because, like he said, it's a situation chasing the lead that Yale hasn't had to do a whole lot in this tournament.
Absolutely, and yeah, you just you talk about the complexion of the game changing on that first goal, and you can imagine, I'm not saying it would happen because that's a pretty cynical thing to say, but you can imagine the air just deflating out of the Northern Academy Extreme if that were to take place here tonight. I'm not saying that it would have, but it's easy to imagine that scenario after all they've been through. You know, being forced not only just to come back and play this game, being as tired and injured as they are, but to also have to battle back in it against a team with the kind of talent that Yale has. That would be a daunting task, but they took matters into their own hands and they didn't have to do it.
It's exactly right, and I liked some of the players that he was mentioning there. Of course, talking a lot about the big defensemen in Jaden Platts and Daniel Baker, and he's right. Daniel Baker, the 15-year-old, we forget that he's 15, but he played a heck of a game.
All right, Tim Morton is standing by with Ty Grant.
Ty Grant here, that should be the MVP, shouldn't he? I mean, look at all the games you played. Great, a lot of rubber today. Tell us a little bit about this game today.
I don't know, the boys, they battled hard. We got the win, so yeah.
What did you think of the way your team played in the first period? They really came out attacking.
Yeah, we came out strong in the first and then kind of kept that momentum and through the whole game. I don't know. It's good.
How about your defenders in front of you? Did they give you lots of clear lanes?
Yeah, it was good. The defense played great. They blocked a lot of shots for me, so.
I want to talk about that. It's the second goal they scored with about 10 minutes left in the third period. It kind of bounced up. It kind of went crazy. You had two guys in your crease. Maybe just run us through what happened there.
Well, the shot, I went to glove it, obviously, and then I think it must have hit my glove, popped up, and then bounced in, I guess.
And then about a minute and a half left also. I think it was Byram took a shot from over on the hash marks here, and you heard a little clink of iron behind you. Maybe just talk about that a little bit.
Well, I heard that, and I was like, it was kind of scary, but didn't.
All right, congratulations, eh?
Thank you.
All right, that's Ty Grant, tremendous performance today and throughout the tournament here in Kelowna. Guys?
Well, Ty Grant, a man of few words, but a man of many saves. And if I was to pick at MVP in this game, absolutely for the Northern Academy Extreme, he's my pick. Calm, cool, and collected. He was, again, not a man probably who led tonight through speeches, but a man who led with his play and kept everything calm for his team and absolutely kept them in a position to win all night long. They never trailed.
Absolutely, and you know, it goes without saying that when you've got a goaltender who looks like he's not rattled and looks like he's that composed, it really helps you out.
And Tim is standing by with another guest.
Another guest here, Cole White. He scored the second goal of the game. And Cole, I wanted you just to go through that goal because I talked to your mom afterwards. I said, boy, he's got good patience there, that young lad. Maybe just talk about the decision to hold on to the puck, wait and before you put it home.
Okay, well, I saw Prokop getting the puck. I thought he was going to shoot, but I got in the slot, and I can just hear my whole bench. I could hear the crowd yelling, shoot, shoot, but I just thought, hold on to it for one more second because I saw his glove. If I knew one more second, I just found the hole and I got it through.
That's one of those cases where you don't listen to the crowd, right?
No, of course not.
Well, let's talk about the start to your guys' game today because it must have been tough, I guess, coming over what happened in the semifinals and talk about your preparation for today.
Well, we knew we had a lot of injuries coming to this game, so our coaches worked really hard, and we had to have a really strong shutdown role. So it was important that every guy was doing their job today, every guy was doing their role, and at the end of the day, everyone was successful and we came out with a win.
You guys seem to come at them right off the bat, and a couple of posts early in the first period. Maybe talk about the decision to keep the puck, I guess, in their zone.
Well, we knew they were short too, so we thought, well, just get the red line, get it deep, and just go to work, because we know they were just as much tired as we were. You know, 7 games in 4 days is hard, so.
Are you guys tired?
Oh, of course. I've never been so tired in my life.
Thanks. That's Wyatt. He scored the second goal in tonight's game, and it was a beauty. He held onto the puck, and I'll throw it back up to you guys now.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us here at Rutland Arena. The Northern Academy Extreme claimed the 38th Kelowna International Major Midget Tournament by a 3-2 score over the Yale Lions. On behalf of Evan Cook and Tim Morton and all the crew here at Shaw TV Okanagan, we thank you for watching. Bye-bye now.
Shaw TV is your local voice, bringing local events, information, and entertainment to your community. Shaw TV welcomes story ideas and proposals for shows or series that represent local viewpoints and activities. These shows or series can be an idea or already produced. For information on how to submit a proposal, please visit us at shawtv.com.
Take one empty field, round up a group of players, add 3 bases, plus 1 home plate, throw in a softball, and add an umpire. Play ball! It's not hard to get a game of softball going and to keep it going from the time you're 4 till you're 84. Softball. Get in the game.
Tune in to Shaw TV for the 2017 Scotties BC Women's Curling Championship presented by Best Western. Watch BC's top 8 teams compete to become provincial champions. Live coverage January 21st and 22nd only on Shaw TV.